Here we go, everybody. Welcome along. It is Sunday evening. My word, yesterday was fun, wasn't it? Last night was a bit of all right. We normally do things last minute, but fuck me, that was even more last minute than even I could imagine. We do love a bit of drama, but oof. So, where do we begin? Right, okay, so if you weren't in, particularly, Matt Shooter's obviously, welcome in, Matt, by the way, first time in the chat. I appreciate you being here. Already asking what went on last night. This is what's happened, okay? This is what's happened, okay? We are in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football, okay? We're playing a thing called the British Steel Challenge. Basically, we have to win 32 trophies in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. We start unemployed, we have no badges, we have no experience, we had no job, we had to interview for everything we could possibly get. We got offered Swansea University, and we also got offered Banbridge Town in Northern Ireland. So we took the Banbridge Town job, okay? We were expected to be relegated. That's where the expectation was, okay? So in the lowest division we could possibly be, we were expected to be relegated. We battled, and we thought we'd survived. And I have to show you this. We thought we'd survived, okay? But we hadn't worked out that when we got to this bit here against Armagh, sorry, where did we get to? This bit here against Tobermory, who finished 2nd in the league, by the way. They bottled the title. Once we got here, we thought, we've saved ourselves. Armagh, we beat. The police service of Northern Ireland, we drew. Bangor, we beat Bangor. They were top of the league at the time. We had to win those matches because us and the police service of Northern Ireland were battling for that bottom spot. We didn't want it, and the police service of Northern Ireland, we were hoping would get it. We got a draw there. We got the big win against Armagh, and then we drew against Tobermory. And we thought at that point, because Northern Ireland's police service lost what we thought was their final match, we celebrated. We were like, we've stayed up. We have stayed up. Nobody told me there was a relegation group that was going to follow. So we had 5 more matches to play out. 5 more matches where the league split in half, okay? This is what it looked like. It split right in the middle. And then we had to only face Armagh, Limavady, Dollingstown, Portstewart, and of course the police service of Northern Ireland. Now, looking at this, right, the police service finished bottom all the way through, okay? Our form, you can't quite see it behind my head, so I'll come back, right? We thought that we were fine, okay? We thought we were fine. We drew our first match, then we lost, unfortunately. Then we drew again, but then we won, right? We beat Dollingstown, and all of a sudden, right, we're like, we think we're safe, We've got enough daylight between us. At the time of the Limavady match, we were 7 points, no, the Armagh game, sorry, we were 7 points clear of Police Service Northern Ireland. It came to the last day of the season because somehow Police Service Northern Ireland won 3 in a row. 3 in a row. They'd lost 3, then they won 3 in a row, and going, oh shit, this is coming to the final match of the season against us. We have to win to stay up, we thought, but then we looked at the maths and we thought we can probably get a draw because it looked like Dollingstown and Portstewart were playing where they were sort of potentially going to end up falling below us if we got a point. As long as we didn't lose, we were fine. This is what happened against the Police Service of Northern Ireland, okay? Just going to show you it now. 29 minutes in, the Police Service get a penalty. We go 1-0 down. That was their first shot of the match. We'd had about 12 shots by this point, okay? We go 1-0 down. Then, 51 minutes, we do this. We come back. What a ball outside the boot. McCavitt smashes it in. 51 minutes, we get ourselves a draw. Look at that, 21 shots to their 3. Thankfully, results go our way. Portstewart and Limavady have just craziness happening, okay? Port Stewart and Limavady match ended 5-2. It ended 5-2, which meant that whatever we did was fine, okay? Police Service of Northern Ireland went down, and then we survived on the final day of the season. But Matt, that's not all. That's not all, right? We had a youth intake. Because, of course, we're amateur footballers. We don't have any money, right? We can't afford to come and buy players. We have to rely on a youth intake, and hopefully our youth intake was going to be good this year. We never thought we would get a youth intake that looked like this, okay? Genuinely, we have an entire team worth of elite talent has turned up, and not just like elite by third division of Northern Irish football standards. This is our 15-year-old centre-back who rocks up. He's a 3-star centre-back already in our team, obviously, but he's expected to be at least a 4-star defender. 17 for bravery, 14 for balance, 10 for leadership, 10 for work rate, 11 for tackling, 7 for first touch, 7 for marking. He made his debut at 15, okay? He made his debut at 15. He played 5 matches, the relegation matches, might I add, okay? The relegation matches. Slavchan, we've literally just explained it. We survived on the last day of the season. We survived, okay? We have to start planning for season 2 now, right? We had absolute drama. Please check out the VOD from last night. I'm going to edit it somehow to put on YouTube. I don't even know what bits I'll leave out, to be honest, but we'll get it up on YouTube. The end of season story will be amazing to watch back. And this guy played the last 5 relegation matches. This is how good we thought this lad was. He had an average rating of 6.84, okay? He was just one of the players that we brought through. Toby Andrews, another 15-year-old. Look at this lad as a winger, right? Acceleration 14, crossing of 7, dribbling of 8, first touch of 7, leadership of 14. As a 15-year-old, 12 for work rate, 10 for teamwork, 8 for passing. He's only going to get better. Again, we played him. He got an average of 6.53. We had to play him a little bit more defensive. We're going to let the shackles off him and let him run at teams next year, because this is a top quality player as well. And also this lad, the Northern Irish, either Roy Keane or possibly Arturo Vidal, right? 15 years old, the youngest player to ever play for Banbridge. He's got 14 for decision making. He's got 13 for determination, 13 for leadership, 14 for tackling already, 12 for aggression. This is just a super good player. Nkang in with 3 months worth of subs. Up the hooch indeed. Appreciate you, my man. Lovely to have you in. Thank you so much for that. Genuinely appreciate the support. Hope you're well. We'll drop a little shout out there for you as well. So this is the thing. So we've got these guys rocking up, okay, at 15 years old. I think we're going to be all right. We've got a backup left back here now, who's again got 14 for bravery, 15 for fitness, 18 for teamwork, 15 for work rate, 12 for tackling and technique. I mean, can't help but feel a bit more confident than we did last night. And last night we were sitting there going, oh, we've just survived, and we saw all this and we were like, could we push on next year? Could we push on? Like, I mean, even our goalkeeper, who's not brilliant, he's got handling of 14. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, we've maybe got some. Trevor Rainey, right back, acceleration of 8, bravery of 18, jumping reach of 14. Granted, heading's not particularly good, but tackling of 10, teamwork of 10, work rate of 14. I mean, he's 6'3" and he's 16 years old. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So as you can imagine, right, we're very excited now going into next season. The squads are going to be all right. Okay, I think we're going to be fine. We'll do a quick little recap, of course, for how last season ended. So a record number of draws. That was the biggest issue, I suppose, really. Overall, we did do well. Here's the season review that we can have a quick little look back. So, of course, some of you didn't see it last night. I saw a tweet to Murph and was like, the Super League X Hooch when then sent them Hooch's Twitter page. Yes, get that done. Get it done. We need to make that happen. The Hooch Super League has to be a thing. So our transfers, they were pretty happy with, I think, overall. Youngson for an A on loan. Cowan was obviously one of our players already. McElroy didn't really play a great deal, to be honest. 4 games, but the players, the fans, of course, still thought they were pretty decent. Sean Shepherd, A-. Christopher Watts was a C. He barely played at all. And Jackson Reed, maybe not great to be honest, made one sub appearance. This, of course, is the league. This is how it all finished out. Expectation would remain in the division. We finished 9th, believe it or not. We were here on the last day of the season. We were 11th. Somehow we finished 9th. Don't understand. Don't understand. Dean, love the resume. For those of us who weren't here, we have to explain a deal, otherwise it makes no sense. Does it? It makes no sense at all. Appreciate it as well, by the way. Yeah, quick pop in and playing in my own save game tonight, accompanied by the Forgotten 80s, absolute 80s. Never tune on a commercial radio station at the time of the week. Excellent. Did you have Banbridge at the Cheltenham races today? He won it 11-8. Banbridge won. Banbridge won. There you go. This is what we see. This is what happens. Moments to remember: 4-1 win against Immaculata in the Cup, the McCombs Coach Travel Intermediate Cup, if you're interested. Match to remember was a match where we beat Dollingstown right at the end of the season. That was the one that pretty much secured our survival, and the goal of the season came from McCavitt in the League Cup. Financially, we're not doing great, although sponsorships are up from last year. We're making a little bit more money. 45 quid of hospitality and corporate money, so yeah. £420 worth of competition prize money, so think we're rolling in it. £87 worth of domestic sales, merchandise sales, non-domestic sales for £8. We obviously sold a mug somewhere outside of Northern Ireland. This, of course, is how the team looks. And here's the end of season awards. So McCavitt got the Players Player of the Season. Lewis Hunter was the Young Player of the Season, the goalkeeper. Lewis Hunter, by the way, again, if you're brand new to the stream, the goalkeeper has been in the chat before. Okay, Lewis Hunter has been in the chat. He follows us on Twitter now. He's really, really cool. As is. Where's do we have another? As is the oldest goal scorer behind me here. The oldest goal scorer, Connor Downey. Okay, 33 years old, player / physio. He's also been in the stream as well before. And again, he was lovely. He's actually sort of told everyone else that this is what's happening, and his dad. And his dad is the owner. So there you go. So the club are very much aware that we're doing this, okay? Someone's watching our channel and thinking, right, I'm buying Banbridge merch. I think so. I think it is. That's exactly what it is. McCavitt got 8 Player of the Match awards. Shea Croskery got 5 assists. McCavitt, 19 goals. 19 goals for a team that was struggling. That's pretty decent, right? Angus Youngston, 32 passes completed per 90 minutes. The most ever. And he was brought in on loan in January, so that's interesting to look at. We are going to look at some stats and some metrics to see if we can get some decent players coming in. The season started badly, sinking to 9th by November, but they produced when it mattered and were able to avoid relegation when all was said and done. Shane Beggs, the journalist who hates us, is now starting to turn around and be like, you know what, maybe these guys are all right. So we will see. This, of course, I like this. This is the new dynamic timeline as well. If you haven't seen this before, you haven't got the end of season 1. This is basically come around because, well, let's not beat around the bush. Creators put stuff like this out, and obviously SI saw it and went, ooh, people seem to like that, and it looks pretty cool. So they've managed to implement it. And it's great. It's fantastic. And it changes. Because it's dynamic, it changes. So here we go. So we've got obviously hired as Banbridge's manager. This is when we talk about our first signing. Team can only take so many losses until it moves quickly from tragedy to comedy. But 5 Banbridge succumbed to in a row marks a new low. Look away now. 5 in a row defeats. Yeah, we did that. Future star, we signed a player. Eamon McGill joined on a free transfer. Banbridge completed the free transfer of Trevor Rainey. We completed the free transfer of Toby Andrews. These, of course, all of our youngsters coming through. Berry, Brendan Waters, Kieran Evans, of course, the future star. Josh Hampton, the future star. Here, prolific McCavitt broke the club's goal scoring record with 19 goals. So there you go. That's what we want. Get that sort of thing done, don't we? Perfect stuff. Perfect stuff. Right. So, yo, Kev G, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're well. This is where we are then. So the club are obviously delighted with the progress that we've made. The board are delighted. The fans are delighted. This is the final match of the season. We dominated that final match. Dominated. We'll have a look at some of the Data Hub stuff and show you that for how we get on as well. Wage budget, we need to sort of have a little look around that because we are losing money. Try and grow the club's reputation if we can next season. Become established. established in the 24-25 season, but next season again, of course, just avoid relegation once more. Squad dynamics, everyone seems happy. Now, here's where it all goes wrong, because we have to give an end of season team meeting, and we couldn't start the stream without upsetting everybody, could we? So let's do it. Everything's lovely, everything's good and fun. Let's go in and show them what we want. I think we're in for a relegation battle next year, and you'll need to battle hard to stay up. I think that's what we have to do, isn't it? Should we do a scouting assignment for Northern Ireland? We will do, Owen. We will do. We'll do a scouting assignment, and we're also going to try and get specific players as well. Specific players. Battle hard to stay up. Can't believe you already accepted mediocrity as soon as your new job is hardly the most inspiring leadership. Okay. Croskery's not happy. Oggy's not happy. Lewis isn't happy. Cows. These people obviously want a little bit more. Right, okay. Let's stay clear of relegation. I like that. This is what I want. I want the players to be excited and think, you know what? Let's do better. Let's do better than what we actually think we can already do. So, fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. So, let's try and do some scouting. So obviously we're going to do is, well, we're going to scout as best as we can, because obviously we only have one scout. We have one scout who's he's not very good. He's not very good really, but you know, here he is, Stephen Dooley. Judging player ability of 6, judging player potential of 4. There you go. That's what being in this league gets you. That's what this is in you. Do assignments if we do loans, therefore we can loan in quality for no money. Well, exactly. We're going to have to go for loans because we can't do anything else. We can't go buying players or whatever because we don't have any money. Plus, of course, all these players are going to be looking to come in. Even if they want a match day fee, it's gonna cost us. So I think that we have to go to. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll try and work out where we're supposed to be on the thing. Scout priorities, recruitment focus. Add a recruitment focus. We want to basically try and find someone from Ireland. Is that right? That's only be position wise. How do you do from nation at this point? This was our focus last year. Was just centre backs and strikers. I forgot how grim it could be in the squad of Britain money wise. Oh mate, it's horrible. It's horrible. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we can't quite afford to go for a bigger package at the minute. That's what she said. But I'm sure we can do something. Let's do the next league above. Can we do the next league above maybe? Can we scout all that? So Steve, what's your thoughts of the squad? Well boss, there's some crap, mainly crap and some really crap. Yeah. Exactly. But apart from that though, they're really happy. It's going to cost us cash, right? We're going to have to find a cheaper way of scouting, I think, to be honest. Enkang was saying, listen to the Barcelona episode, team meetings got brought up. They did. And I just don't learn. Initial wage budget, £65 a week. Get in. Transfer budget of 0. These values may be altered later based on the agreed setting of the club's season expectations. That's fine, because as we look at our finances, we are currently spending £85 a week. Whoops. Could be wrong with this, but you have a wonder kid in there. I think so. I think the Evans could be that guy. I think he could be. We'll have to wait and see though. See how he gets on, because he's media friendly, so we might need to get him to sort of like team up with somebody. Problem is that Snodden's only young as well, so he's not of course going to learn a lot there. I think we need to look at Andrews, who might be quite driven. I think he's outspoken. Ooh, don't want outspoken. That's the shape change with the intake. Well, again, that's going to be part of tonight. I reckon. This is the current system we're playing. We called it very pertinent last night, the final roll of the dice. Okay, so it's a 4-4-1-1, really. Now, where I think we need to look at, okay, is I think we need to look at centre-half still. Centre-half is still a key area for us. Centre-forward, I think, is a key area because although we've got McCavitt up top, we don't really have much else behind him. So if he's not scoring, Cassidy comes in and does okay. 6 goals in 8 games, 8 sub appearances. I can't really complain. Evening, Rade, welcome in. But again, I think that McCavitt's the guy. We also need to remember and realise that these are amateur players. They can go at any time. He's wanted. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll go, but he is wanted. Did we get relegated? No, we did not. We did not, rather. We stayed up. We stayed up in spectacular fashion. We absolutely stayed up. Eamon McGill, of course, as well, we do have also as a youngster coming through. But it's a lot to put on a 16-year-old up front. So if we can loan in another striker, I'll be happy with that. If we can load in someone creative, basically if we can double all of our squad with loanees, happy days. Happy days. See all these? I know we don't have a look at stars, but see all these 2 stars? We need to nudge them up. Unless they're 15, like him. Angus Youngson was a loanee. Might see if we can get him back in again the next year because he looked like he played pretty well. 6.89 overall for us. We can have a look at the end of season data as well. So how do we get on as a team? This is our last pass map, by the way. So you can see we are trying to go out wide, but then cut the ball back into McCavitt. So ball's coming in from Youngson there. Hamilton was getting a lot of action as well down that left-hand side. But this is us overall. Okay, so defending, it's not brilliant. We got a lot of blocks in though. We got a lot of blocks in, which was good. I think we maybe need to be a bit more aggressive. Maybe be a bit dirtier. Say be a bit dirty. We did have a few players sent off, but try and be a bit dirtier. But we need to get more clearances in there. We need to either tackle more or intercept more. And I'm more of a fan of intercept more, to be honest. That's what I think we need to be trying to work towards. Attacking wise, we were a bit toothless. Our XG was less than one a game. We completed quite a lot of crosses, which was quite surprising, to be honest. I didn't think we were doing that well with crosses, but data would suggest that maybe we were doing slightly better than that. We got more shots away than we were expecting. But again, the quality of crosses wasn't brilliant. We weren't really doing that great because when you look at the XG table, we were expected goals of 29. We were 4. Sorry, let's have a look there. So we expected XG of 29.4. We had 29 goals overall. So there or thereabouts. Expected points was 37. We only got 28. We were expected to finish 7th. We finished 9th. So we were underperforming in that sense. Scoring, of course, low scoring, but we were aggressive when we did it. Attacking proficiency, aggressive shooting but wasteful. Fewer crosses, accurate crosses, fewer tackles but strong tackles, lots of headers and strong heading, which is good, to be honest, because I did think we were losing a lot of headers. So it is interesting to see that we were actually doing okay there into that sort of lots of headers and strong header bracket. Only the team that were headed more from us were Queens and Mayola. So that's interesting. We were infrequently winning the ball back though, so we need to get that ball back pretty quickly. Less passes than everyone else as well, and coming in here into this infrequent dribbling, basically because we didn't really have the players who could do it, to be honest. As you see, hit the bar 30 times. We're at the top corners quite a lot. Posts not massively either side, but loads of shots over and wide. Not brilliant. So in terms of percentage wise, 5% of our shots hit the bar, 7% went way over the top. So there is obviously stuff to look at there. What I've noticed as well, by the way, we've changed the skin, right? So we're currently using the new Tato skin. So let me get a link for that for you, okay? Because it's quite a nice one. I think Wozzie's done a great job indeed. Tackles hard and hard tackles the entire team, including the opposition manager. Get them all, Kang. What this one does, which is quite nice, is obviously this is our setup here. We also can have a look at their stats just here, so we can bring all this up, okay? so a little bit more data about the player. So this is Oggy in midfield. 44 shots, 14 on target, 30 off target. So maybe don't let him take shots next year because he's wasting some opportunities for us. So maybe tell him to shoot a bit less. Make a little note on that actually, to be honest, to make him shoot less. Okay, good passer of the ball though. 1,018 passes, 762 were successful. In terms of tackles, he won 54 of his 71, one key tackle, 85 interceptions. Only made 4 crosses that were completed, so 4 out of 12. So not brilliant, but then again he was playing central, so we're not expecting him to really cross that many. Dribbles were 0.49, and of course he's got his own individual analysis as well in here. So again, he's got his own sort of data maps that we can really go deep diving on the players to work out exactly who's doing well and who's doing badly. So it says here that Oggy's actually performing above average in key stats for this defensive role. So he's blocking the ball a lot, he's drawing fouls, he's winning headers, he's getting tackles in, which is exactly what we need him to do. He's obviously one of our better players, so we weren't massively surprised by that, to be honest. He is getting more shots away than everyone else in that role. His XG is actually fine, but again, he's sort of shooting from distance. So again, he's performing above those metrics as well. He wins the ball back fairly frequently. He's fairly reliable in possession, but fewer passes and low assists. So he's not actually assisting much, to be honest. So maybe we need to sort of try and add that to his game, I think, to be honest. And then form-wise, he's been decent enough, I think, while we try and find the actual proper, the best sort of position for him, to be honest. Players that we have been looking at that I'm not entirely convinced by are, for example, Kevin Anderson. Right, now we love Kevin Anderson, he's a club legend, he's been there for a long time, but I thought he was actually making more mistakes. Apparently, according to the stats, only one mistake this year, only one mistake, and I'm not convinced that's true. I think he missed a lot of headers that he could have done better with. He lost 5 tackles though out of his 15. That's not many, to be honest. No key tackles. He had 10 key successful passes though, which is good. Analysis here saying performing below average. So there you go. Lots of blocks, but nothing else. Nothing else. He's not tackling as much. He's not, drawing fouls. He's not winning his headers. He's not winning his clearances. So we kind of already knew that was what was happening. But it's nice to now be backed up. Fewer dribbles, few distance, not much covered. Few tackles, poor tackling as well. So tackling stats stand out enough to warrant investigation. So for me, as much as I am sad about it, I think Anderson could be on the chopping block. You're on, welcome in. Nice to see you. We haven't seen you for a little while. Hope life's treating you well. We haven't done any transfers just yet. We're busy just sort of like going back through this team and seeing what we need to improve from last year, to be honest, because I think we've got a massive job ahead of us going forward. Partly because we've got no money, partly because we've got some cracking young players coming in, and partly because we may have to change the system as well. So we weren't really going to stream tonight, but I thought, you know what, let's not do this on a Monday, let's do this on a Sunday night, chilled out, we can all have a bit of a conversation about it. We'll get to the point where we're going to get pre-season friendlies and stuff as well, but we can all sort of like have a chat, see who we like, look at positions that maybe think need improving. We'll go from there, to be honest. So that's my thinking. Hunter's not going anywhere, by the way. He's a great goalkeeper. Although, leaky defence and lots of saves. I'm not entirely sure that it's his fault, really. I think that there was a lot of stuff that was going... He was making some errors, granted. But I also think he's in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football. So, I don't think Hunter's the issue. Okay, I think he's good enough for this level. Okay? Faces poor shots and saves the most. So, yeah, he let a couple of goals in where you're going, I don't understand how they've actually scored that. So it's not really his fault, you know. So Hunter stays, as far as I'm concerned. An idea we go with is scout centre backs and strikers for loans, because good depth of wings and fullbacks. I agree. I think that's what we'll be looking at. So I do think that is how we're going to do it, because this is, of course, where we're going to look at. So this is our central defenders. Okay. So make a note, find out how we do that, find out how we can start scouting for players for loan. Okay, that's what we want to do. Because Snodden's come in, he's 20, right? Interesting, his passing's not good, okay? His passing isn't good at all. Fewer passes and inaccurate. So he's sort of there with, I mean, Pedden actually, we looked at Pedden, I'm surprised he's actually as low as he is. We thought he was someone that we were going to be looking at. Harry Murphy, someone else we thought we'd try and get on loan. He's in the inaccurate passes. So we need to be into this, either in this category or this category, really. I'd rather take fewer passes but accurate, as opposed to fewer passes and inaccurate. So we'll have a look at that. Lots of headers and poor heading. So again, Snodden can't be a first teamer next season. Okay? Can't be first choice. He's got to come back in. As he's got to have a little bit of time out, I think. Low distance covered, low number of sprints. So physically he hasn't done well. And his movement stats weren't good either. So he actually had quite a poor season. But he was blocking a lot of stuff. You know? He was blocking a lot of stuff. I wouldn't really worry about centre back passing stats because clearances count as passes. They do, but it's all part and parcel of another problem, really, which I think we'll get onto here. Tackling, he lost 6 of his 41 tackles. He made 9 key tackles. Though we'll grant him that. That's pretty impressive. 1 mistake leading to goal. So again, another issue there. And just average. Very, very few games where they stand out and play well, is what I'm noticing here. So, obviously, if he plays, but, you know, this is obviously what we're going to be looking at. Compare this, however, straight away to Evans, who's come in. He's only been at the club 5 games. 2 tackles, 2-1. No key tackles, obviously. 2 key passes already. 1 shot. No mistakes leading to a goal. Not technically true. Gave away a penalty. So he's obviously someone to definitely look at. Lots of strong headers, which we like as well. Okay. Fullbacks. Hamilton, I thought played all right, to be honest. For an 18-year-old, he played pretty well. It says here, key stats are slightly above defensive roles, so he's, again, good blocking, good tackles. Clearances were okay. Interceptions were good, so that's what we need. And then decent progressive passes as well, because obviously he's trying to get the ball forward as much as we possibly could, which was nice. And then this one here, so what's this here? Cross completion, actually pretty decent, to be honest. So 33%, not too bad. And then 6 progressive passes, which is nearly 2 more than the average in the league, so decent. Unfortunately, though, his completion's not fantastic, but he's trying to put the balls down the line for McCavitt to run into, so that's interesting to see him do that. He did try and do a bit of dribbling as well, which I'm quite surprised at, really. A few headers, though. Understandably, a few headers. He's only 5'11". Did lose the ball a lot, though. That's the problem. So maybe you sort of need to have him just thinking about stuff. Okay? So maybe take less risks, although he is playing those progressive balls in, so maybe an option for less risky passes. But then again, it's that trade-off, innit? It's that trade-off. If he puts the ball in that area, he is going to lose the ball. So we'll see. Maybe dribble less, actually. Lots of passes, but quite inaccurate. Yeah, I think, yeah, we understand that. We understand that. And why that'll be. Hamilton we're not going to sort of have a look at just yet to judge. Adam Campbell was our starting right back. Now, granted, we may be able to find a better right back on loan. Did alright, decent blocks, decent clearances, good tackling, good interceptions. So looked decent, to be honest. Few blocks, lots of clearances. They obviously catch the eye quite a bit, and he's obviously doing well with his passing. Wasn't tackling very well though. That's the problem. Crossing wasn't brilliant, but then again, his crossing attribute is very poor. His crossing attribute is 1. He's definitely a fullback rather than a wing back, so he needs someone in front of him to actually do the dirty work and get the ball forward and start doing the creative stuff. But he can be that driving force because he's got good acceleration. We can get him forward a bit. I think defensively, despite the fact he's actually quick, defensively he's not brilliant. So we maybe have to look at that. He now becomes a backup player. So if we can get a right back in as a number one pick, then I think, yeah, that'll be decent. Okay. Hamilton, of course, there's that left-sided player. 3 for strength, 1 for crossing, 1 for dribbling, 1 for corners, 3 for passing. No wonder he's not great, you know. So essentially, we need a whole back line, really. So back line needs to be improved. Players that we'll definitely be keeping. I think we definitely keep Connor Downey. Obviously, he's out of contract. He is going to cost us money, so we'll have to see. If we lose him, we need a physio as well. Looks like I should have made both those fullbacks no nonsense and undefend. Possibly, actually, yeah. No nonsense, FB. Right, I've just put that onto a note as well. So, take a look. Still, I know we've got the squad planner, but I'm still making me notes as well as we go through. So, that could well be a way of doing it, actually. Have those guys in for when we need to lock things up. So, Connor's obviously got to be part of it. Jeroen, were you here for Indonesia? Because it feels like these are all the players who weren't even good enough for Indonesia. Like, this is what it feels like, you know. So we'll see how we get on. McCavitt absolutely needs to keep playing, keep him there. He came in towards the back end of the season, started doing well, I think. 31 key passes, so that's fantastic. That's what we want to be seeing. Trying to create some opportunities in terms of his here. Look at all those progressive passes. Look at that. 2.57 progressive passes compared to 1.42 for the league average. Definitely driving forward. Didn't take any shots though. Maybe need to start adding shots to his game. Passes are good. His completion rate's good. Expected assists, not really taking those opportunities. We were playing him as a playmaker, but he wasn't creating as much as we were expecting, to be honest. Defending, he's not doing great, but again, we played him a little bit higher, so not really a massive concern as to the fact that his defensive duty wasn't going particularly well. Shooting wise, of course, he didn't take many shots, so again, we need to think about that. Just get the defenders, get the ball at the other players. Agreed. Stats look fine in terms of yeah, we just need to get him to do a bit more, to be honest. Get him to take a few more risks, maybe. Try and get him involved a bit more, I think, in the game. Stephen McCavitt, however, is just away and by far our best player, really. Expected goals, 0.45. He was expected to 0.25 for the league average, so he's already massively overseeing that. Shots on target are really high as well. Doesn't play progressive passes, doesn't dribble much, to be honest. Just get the ball into him, let him do his thing up top and put the ball in the back of the net. Defending, didn't need him to do a great deal. Even John E.D., how are you, man? Welcome in. Hope life is treating you good. Winning a lot of headers because he's quite tall, so we put him in defence for corners. Try and get things away. Shots on target, 47%, which is pretty decent. We'll take that again in a poor team. I think 45% is fine. Need to try and move that goals XG up a little bit, but look at this: high scoring, aggressive shooting, clinical shooting, lots of headers, strong headers, not covering much distance, which fine. Don't really need him to, in a sense. Maybe we get someone to run around, and possibly that might be what we look for. Shea Croskery, someone who might be on the chopping board, to be honest, might be. He looks fine. Like, he looks like he's sort of everything we need, but I think he's contracted. I think he costs us 20 quid a game, right? So assisting wise, he's doing okay. Decent shots per minute as well. Doing okay. His pass completion just a little bit under. So in terms of what you're expecting to do for a winger, fine. Defensively, gets himself back. Doesn't really come back and, you know, clear the ball or get blocks away. So maybe we need to look at that. But here's the interesting bit, okay? Defensive work does nothing. Does nothing defensively. Does create quite a lot. Low expected goals, but high quality. So when he puts the ball in, it usually leads to a goal. We just need to get him to put the ball in a bit more. Fewer passes, but high assists, and then fewer passes, inaccurate passing. So it's a bit of an anomaly, to be honest. 6'3", I'd expect him to do better. Chris Cowan, maybe we think a little bit more of this guy. Needs to play a bit more. 20 games last season. Loads of progressive passes, which are good. XG's low. Assists are low. Shots per night is low. Just doesn't... We weren't taking enough risks. But then, you know, good crossing. Things we maybe need to look for a little bit more. Defensively, not quite doing enough. That's the problem. So, okay. So we have a look in the under 18s, under 19s, under 21s then. Right. If we just scout them. Okay. Scout them. Scout these guys as well. And then hopefully they can... hopefully we might be able to get some players on a loan, because, as I say, money-wise, we don't need to be trying to buy anybody. Something we might need to look at. Let's have a look at the league situation. Actually, let's go squad planner first, right? So, for next season then, okay? Next season, it's going to be, obviously, Hunter in goal, and Josh Hannon is our backup keeper, who is 6'6". He's not great, but he's 6'6". Okay? So, that's fine. Get Conan to pull wide and attack and get the crosses into McCavitt. It's interesting. It's interesting. I've not thought about that, to be honest. I've not thought about that. Well, I play him as a Mazzala, essentially. Try to get him to drift out wide. Maybe retrain him, maybe. I think we have to get another couple of tactics as well. I think there's this tactic here. And there's a tactic with the AM dropping back. I think we have to have one with the players up front and a 4-2-4 as well. To be a bit more aggressive and push on. I think right back is an area we need to look at. Like, Adam Campbell's fine, and Trevor Rainey is going to be fine. But I think going into the season with a 6'3", 16-year-old right back, not a great start. Not a great start. Studs Up FM, even how I welcome in. Challenge is going fine so far. In the fact that we've actually not been sacked yet is sort of where we're at and saying it's fine. But yeah, it's good. It's good. We like it. Very, very excited by it. Can't wait to see more. Obviously, this is going to be season 1 of God knows how many. We've got 32 trophies to win, so it's going to be at least 32 seasons. Having a 16-year-old defender will be fine, says Rogie. He'll develop. Could well be Rogie. Nice to have you back in, by the way. Nice to see you. So Connor Gormley's someone that we looked at. Lots and lots of headers, lots of blocks. Got a scouting player search to be anyone interested in loan. We will do, yeah, but it's the end of the season, so we're not going to find who's on loan right now. That's sort of going to head into the next little bit. Plus, of course, we don't know many players because we're obviously in the third tier. So we'll have a quick little look and find out what's about and see what's available. So players that we've looked at that we probably aren't going to be keeping. So Gavin Conn, I don't think we're going to keep, to be honest. Didn't really play great. 6.64. We didn't really use him too much. Is he on a contract? We're not paying him. But even still, he's just sort of bloating the squad. Maybe keep him as a backup in case we get an injury. Possibly. We'll move Kieran Evans up because he's going to be up in there essentially as the first choice centre back. Dylan Snodden, we obviously need an extra centre back in. So Evans is going to go there. Left back, Hamilton's there for now. Let's take Graham Edgar out of left back because he's a midfielder, really. Let's move Craig Barry up. That's Craig Barry, of course, is our 16-year-old left back, so we could play there. Gormley looks good, but again, might cost us money. So we'll have to see what he can do. Oggy, of course, is clearly going to be in the middle of the pitch, along with Josh Hamilton. Rui Alves and Ryan Goldie at left midfield. Oh, we need to put Downey. Downey's still here. Right. As far as we're aware, Downey's still here. Then obviously Alves and Goldie. It's not great options. At the minute, it's Croskery as the number 1 right midfielder. Can't really seem to move him up, can I? There we go, that's better. Do that. McCavitt plays there, just behind the strikers. Also put down here, I suppose. Nobody else really offering anything behind. Actually, yeah, Toby Andrews can go here as well. On the midfielder right. In fact, yeah, maybe put him as the number 2. And up top, McGavitt, clearly. Gormley will move down a bit. McGrath's probably going to have to go. I think we'll probably get rid of McGrath. We'll also move McGill up as well. So yeah, that's where we are essentially in terms of our playing staff. Now, scouting wise, players available for loan, right? At the minute, there are 2 players for loan, right? Because it's the end of the season. So we won't be expecting too many players. And plus he's out of contract. And he's out of contract. So we'll have to fast forward a little bit, see where we get on. We've got a South African. We haven't got a South African. We've got a Portuguese lad, Rogi. We've got a Portuguese lad called Rui Alves. And we've also, I think in the youth intake, I'm sure we got a. Did we have a lad from Belarus turn up? Yeah, there's a lad from Belarus as well, who actually doesn't look too bad either. The South African that was on the screen before. Was that the where were we? Oops. Was that the lad that we had a quick look at, by the way? Might have been a player we were looking at who we thought was on the list for loaning, to be honest. Ian Roper, welcome. How are you? What was the how's everyone feeling after the result tonight? 1-1. Happy with that? Not happy with that? Came from a goal down, so that's better, I suppose, right? Tactics testing with Southampton after good results with PSG and Juventus. It's a bit of a farcy situation. I mean, that's what I'd do. I'd look at go, right. I mean, look at Garth McHugh. Look at this guy. He knows what's up, right? He knows what's up. Won and secured 5th, did we? Oh, it was 1-1 last I saw. Is that the end of this? That's not the end of the season, though, right? That's not the last game of the season, surely. Bloody hell, though. What a turnaround. Paco Ball's the thing, innit? This is the problem, see? What was happening was there was a possible, because of the fact that there was all this talk about, like, you know, Jameson in, that's what's really sort of fired them all up in it. So then when we have to win, otherwise Jameson turns up. So, you know. But 5th is fucking amazing, especially compared to last year when we were struggling. But that's amazing news. Look at Garth McGaw. Look at this guy. I think I love him. Plus, this is what we think we need to be playing next year as well. Like, not this year maybe, because we haven't got wing backs, but maybe in the future we'll develop a system like this. Banbridge have offered us a new contract. Damn right we're staying. Just going to agree to it straight away. Not even going to look at what they're offering us. Yeah. Kevin Dick, he came in, he gave us so much good stuff. Can we afford to get him again for another season? All the talent coming through the ranks now, we're better next year, some proper gems about. Yeah, oh mate, 100%. Like, there's some talent in that ranks. There's some talent there. You know? Check Garth's hard drive, says Slate. I'm not sure about that. I think he's all right. I think he's bound to be for it. Are we going to use the youngsters? We are using the youngsters, Roper. Don't you worry about that. Evening, Dave Goodger. How are you, my man? Welcome in. Sacked yet? No chance at all, Dave Goodger. No chance at all. We survived. We made it a bit fun. We made it a little bit close, but we got there in the end. And Mr. Rich Owens is in as well. Welcome, Rich. Pleasure to see you. How's life treating you? Of course, if you haven't followed Rich Owens or Dave Goodger, why not? And also follow Football Manager Therapy as well. Fantastic podcast that Rich Owens is a co-host of. Get that every single Tuesday. Also got the Football Manager show the following day on a Wednesday, so get that one done. We are very well. We are very, very well indeed, Mr. Owens. We're just doing a little bit of like sort of chilled out Sunday evening recruitment in the third tier of Northern Irish football. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Do you know what I mean? Why would we not do it? This is exactly what we do. Corey McConnell. I'm going to keep the same staff, right? I think everyone deserves another year. FMT Live is up on Patreon, by the way. Ooh, there we go. Get on that. If you want to get on that, that's going to cost you £1 a month. £1 a month you can do that. You know what, I'm going to put that in the chat there. If anyone wants to subscribe to FMT Pod, I would absolutely suggest you do so. Go and support the great work they're doing. You get to see, as Richard just said there, you get to see Football Manager Therapy Live, which was recorded on Monday last week in Nottingham. It's part of the Nottingham Comedy Festival. So, excellent show. Mate, you plug away. You know that I'm happy with that. So, yeah, excellent show, and a great meet-up as well. Great meet-up for people from the FM community. So, yeah, if you can spare a quid to watch a show, give them a whirl. Give them a bit of support. Definitely go. Evening, Ali Mayer. Welcome in. Nice to see you. So, performance-wise, the board are fine. The board are happy enough now, aren't they? They're okay with that. The supporters seem fine. It's going to be alright. Squad dynamics is fine. Recruitment still ongoing. One person being scouted. Gary Liggett, 35-year-old striker from Dollingstown. Now we're talking. I mean, he looks pretty good, to be honest. But still, we'll get there. In terms of players we're trying to scout, I mean, we're not going to find anything instantly, are we? That's the thing. Only one player is available for loan. It's Aaron McKeown. He's joining Ballymoney, so we might not actually get him then. That's fine. So the youth take on Twitter, mate. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So genuinely excited about it. Genuinely excited as well. If you haven't as well worked out with these views, we're doing this is FM Stag, by the way, has downloaded has created a mega pack. So I definitely recommend that you go and have a look, because we can do bits and pieces like this. So go to scouting, scouted. If we want defenders, let's have a look at defenders, shall we? Oh, would you have a look at that? There you go. So now we get all the defenders' position, the defensive attributes and defensive stats that we need to work out. So if we can work this by position, so let's instantly go to centre backs and full backs. Let's work out who's actually quite good in defence. So there you go. So you got here Jack Barber, 4.65 rating, not good at all. But then you've got someone here like maybe Sean Torman. They're reckoning an A+. We have a quick look at him. So he's got, as you can see there, 18 appearances, 2 goals, 8 assists, his game win percentage of 28. He's played 1,800 minutes, 2 tackles per 90 minutes with a percentage of 80, 62% heading ratio, 1.04 blocks. He's won possession back 15.93 times, and he's actually pressed 2.62, so press completion of 2.62. That, for me, means he's worth a look, right? Obviously, he's he's out of contract, so he's not someone that we can actually get. But put him on our radar. Put him on our radar. Angus Johnson. We might have to try and get him back in again, on loan, because he's done great. He's done great. Tackles at 1.4. Obviously, we need to maybe up that a little bit. But, 2.95 press completion. Compare that, however, to Craig McAllister, who's been at Moyler. Again, can't get him because he's out of contract. 31, so he's a better player, clearly. Try and sort of work out who else is getting something decent in here. Gareth Beattie, maybe. An amateur contract again, though, so we can't really bring him in. Sort of the recommendation by highest to lowest. But it's not like that, though, is it really? We're not necessarily looking by highest to lowest. We're looking more at how the players are playing. So it's going to be different metrics, really. Yes, these players might be good, but are they actually playing well? That's sort of what we're trying to work out, So just because someone's an A doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be an A in our system. This guy is an A, right? This guy here, Jack Kinnear, is an A. Does he look much better than what we've already got? Not really. Not really. We also can't bring him in, and at the minute it's saying that Youngson's better. So because we've got no money, we have to sort of work out who we're bringing in and work out we're bringing the right players in. So so it's going to be a little bit of sort of wheeling and dealing. It's mainly going to be loans, let's be honest, we know that. I'm going to sneeze for 2 seconds. Obviously as well, we don't have attributes on as well, so you can't really sort of be like, oh, we'll just click on this guy and we'll work it out there and then. So Harry Murphy here, okay, he's available on loan because of the fact that he's got a contract, so because it doesn't say amateur here. So we could have a look at him. It expires next year, but he's already turned us down. Is he better than Youngson? Maybe, because that's kind of who we're going to look to replace, like for like. So as a right back, they say get him in. Scouts say get him in. Okay, says he's a better player. Says that he's clearly quicker. He can get forward more. They're about the same in the air. Slightly better defending. Slightly better physically. Okay, so on the face of it, yeah, definitely worth a look at. Slates, appreciate you. Take it easy. We'll see you very, very soon. See you soon. Youngson, however, better technical, better vision, better mentals as well. So let's obviously go into how they're getting on. So attributes wise, both there or thereabouts really. Crossing's not brilliant, dribbling's not brilliant, corners aren't great. Heading's better, so maybe Harry Murphy offers a little bit more defensively in that sense. If the ball comes over the top, he might be able to cut it out. His marking's better, clearly, but then again, his tackling's not as good and his technique's not as good. His vision, however, is clearly worse. So despite the fact his passing is the same, he's not actually going to get his passing in any better than Youngson is. His position is very good though, so that's fine. So at least he's not going to get caught out. But mentally, everything else from Youngson is better. And then you look at the physicals and you go, right, okay, fine, he's faster. That's sort of all we've got really. Physically, he's a better player. So that at that point we try and work out, what do we want? Do we want someone who's physical? Do we want someone who's technical? Do we want someone who's going to just fit in the blend with the squad? Tackles per 90 are kind of close enough, 1.28 versus 1.4. He's winning all his tackles, so he's 100%. But again, we prefer blocks and interceptions to tackles. Average rating is, again, almost identical. Youngson's putting a better shift in. He's getting half a mile more overall in distance. Youngson's actually taking a couple of shots as well, to be honest. Even Dan, how are you, man? Welcome in. And Youngson's also got an assist. So that's a bit more interesting. They both play in the same positions. And then overall, the scouts are saying get him in. But again, we're trusting scouts who, to all intents and purposes, aren't brilliant. So that's that. So I'd then have a look back on him and say, right, how's he actually performing? So what happened to Banbridge? We stayed up. We stayed up, Dan. We stayed up. Stayed up. Last game of the season. The only way we know how. So, yes. Very, very excited. Very excited. We're doing a lot of work here for Harry Murphy, and I'm thinking he's going to turn us down again, to be honest. Interestingly, though, we got a 7.06 playing for Dollingstown in a similar position to us as well in the league. So not playing at a top team, playing at a poor team. And was he doing the business? Well, 270 failed passes, 2 key passes, 4 key tackles, which was quite handy. He best rating was an 8.3, his worst was a 6.5. 1.24 tackles, 1. Form we can't find out, of course. He was doing very well. Look at that, actually getting his blocks in. Gets his blocks in, gets his clearances, gets his tackles, attempts his tackles. Interceptions are slightly higher than the league average as well. So I'm surprised his headers aren't actually as high. What's his jumping like? Oh, he's jumping 7. That could be why. But look at this though, lots of tackles and strong tackles as well. So he moves into a really, really good space there. Fewer blocks, lots of clearances, lots of passes but inaccurate. So again, maybe look to sort of like play those balls down the channels. I think he goes back on as a possible, to be honest. I think we put him into the planner. Still at Banbridge, yeah. Like, if we can stay there, great. But if we can't, then we wait and see. You know. Where's that gone from? Where is he? I think I've just clicked on it and it's it didn't add. We'll sort it out. We'll come back to him. Right, Harry Murphy, though, remember him. Okay, definitely someone we think. Okay. Gormley. Okay, so we know about Gormley. Gormley's coming in as we expect as well. So good press completion, good possessions won. He's a contracted player, so we might not be able to get him. Who else is doing decent enough? Keenan Diver. We looked at this guy as well. He turned us down though, went somewhere else. Dergview reserves. Acceleration's not brilliant. This is dreadful, this technicals here. Marking's fine though, positioning's fine. Work rate's not very good. But we can't really see much on him. But according to this though, he's won the possession back 13 times. But compare this to underneath to Connor Kearns. He's won possession 30 times. Pedden has won the possession 22 times. McNulty 28 times. So now we're getting into these proper positions, aren't we? Gormley plays everywhere. Defensive right, centre, midfield, DM. He might be someone that we just spend the money on and go, look, how much is it going to cost? And we do that whole speculate to accumulate thing. Right? Because is he going to give us versatility? Yes. Is he going to be potentially a partner for Oggy here so we can rotate Hamilton? Yes. Could he play defensive wing here if we want to go and lock things down? Yes. So he might be worth a look. You know, maybe we chuck the money at him. Dean Corrigan. Evening Apocalypse, how are you, man? Welcome in. I mean, Dean Corrigan, look at that, right? On the face of it, you go, okay, excellent. 4.5 star. Get him straight in. What's this? Heading 5, jumping reach 9, marking 14 though. Okay. Is it bad I'm in love with an 18-year-old boy? Is it on FM? Positioning 13, determination 16, anticipation 12, 6'1", 2 key tackles, 16 key passes, 1 mistake leading to a goal, however. 3,000 minutes played, average rating of 7, playing for Queens. from Argentina. He's called Garnacho. So Corrigan, where's Corrigan just gone there? Just lost him on the screen. There he is. Compare him then with Conlon. Just notice the YouTube and Facebook graphic that flashes up. Very slick. Yeah. I'll tell you where I got that from, Rogie. McKinn's has got one of those. And I was like, oh, where'd you get all that from? Where'd you get that from? Because I've been looking for something. And I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to ask him because I saw it and it looked really smart. And so he told me where to get one. I was just like, oh, let's have a little look at that. So yeah, just a nice little sort of like, I wonder if this guy's got social media. Yes, I do. It doesn't have Spotify on it, unfortunately. There's a SoundCloud one, but we haven't got SoundCloud. So unfortunately, I can't put a little Spotify link on there that says Football Manager Show. Unless I try and mock one up, but you could have me Instagram if you want. SoundCloud rapper incoming. Does the world need that? I feel really bad for the world if that is a thing. Even though the Pilgrim, how are you, man? Welcome in. Dean Corrigan, already saying sign him as a priority. Lil Regista. I like that. That's a good one. Start doing a mumble rap on here when results go badly. Yeah, could do it. So, okay, better defender than Conlon, better mentals than Conlon, quicker than Conlon. Not as good at attacking, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. We just want him to just stay where he is. Worse in the air. Not technically as good. In fact, to be honest, technically worse than Conlon, bar marking. And I think we kind of need that better. He's determined. His positioning's better. Tackling's both the same. Acceleration's better. He's had shots. Average rating of a 7. You should see a doctor. You've had a cold for a full year. I've been following you. I've got 2 kids, Ropper. This is the thing. They carry germs constantly. You know, this is the trouble, isn't it? Plus, I'm asthmatic anyway, so that's the thing. Like, it's it all mounts up. It all mounts up. But yes, no, I appreciate your concern. That's very, very kind. This is why I'm not allowed to come to Norway, because they keep going like, think you've got the virus still. Like, no, don't think so. Seems very much like you've got the virus. But I haven't, honestly. I'm sure we're all fine. High market has probably helped with positioning. I agree. You can't beat signing Edric on an 8-year contract. I mean, I don't think we're going to get him. I don't think we could try. I'm not sure he's going to be the guy for us, to be honest. We could get Ben Mitchell, but again, I think he's it's another one of those. If we pay for him, yes, we could. But again, let's compare him with what we've currently got. Is he better? You know, is he better? Not massively. You know, marking's better, positioning's better, but for a first teamer, I think we have to just literally buy first team players at this point. He is good, and he'll fit our system, but again, it's going to be one of those we end up paying for him, and I don't think we need to be in a position where we're doing that right now. Ryan Woods, however, could potentially be available on loan. Attributes wise, there's some bits in there that seem reasonable. We don't know too much. We're busy scouting him as it is, so we'll see. I think he's on the shortlist. There, he's on the shortlist now. See what he looks like. Hegarty's on a contract there. Aitchison we like as well, but again, he's part of those. Isn't in a contract, but he's 32, but he's 6'2", and he looks a good player, so we might maybe drop some money on him. if needs be. Bado, how's pre-season going? We have clicked continue once in the last hour and a half, I think, to be honest. Good heading, good marking, good tackling. Positioning's only a 9, but I think he could be a good one, to be honest, as an option. And everyone else is all on amateur contracts, so not too many at the minute for potentially bringing in on loan. It's not to say, of course, that that's the end of the world. No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome indeed, Pilgrim. Hope life's treating you well. Banbridge is all right, mate. Banbridge is all right. We're doing fine here. 40-year-old Polish striker. We can't get him. He's going back to Poland by the looks of it. So that's a shame. Josh Cahoon. Again, amateur contract. Michael Moore's retiring. 38 years old. Do a joke about him making films. Change that from a defending. Of course, we don't want to look at defending attributes at this point. We want to look at attacking attributes, because we're looking for strikers now. So resize again. So this is what we got then. So there you go. Kieran O'Hare, 32 years old, 14 goals in 35 games. So goal, every other game, just under every other game. 3 assists, average rate of 7.18, 55% game win percentage. Have you got a striker for me? Get me a striker. Get me a striker. Is it Cal Hudlin? Rogie, is it Hudlin? Because if it's not, it should be Cal Hudlin. Non-penalty expected goals per 90, 0.23. Goals per 90 is 0.45. XG of 6.48. So he's getting in there. 75 shots, 19% conversion rate. So little gem, known of a player, might worth a pun, might struggle to get a word pair, though we should check out Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland? Where's Erling Haaland? Let's have a look. Erling Haaland. Man City. Is he not in the reserves? I mean, he looks good. We've changed the attributes and everything, right, so that we know the good attribute colours. He looks very good, doesn't he? 6'5". He'd be all right. Likes to beat the offside trap. Knocks the ball past opponents. Gets crowd going. He's only got 24 goals in 44 games, so he's clearly young, isn't he? Is that the thing? He's not really. Is he listed for loan? It's a good question. They're not saying. They're not saying. Have the Wonder Kids played for you? Yes, they have. They played Apocalypse. They definitely did. We got them in. We enjoyed the fact that they're in there. Just put a pound bid on. Peter Campbell was available for loan as well, but he's going to be out of contract. So again, maybe we don't look there. Sheikh Mansour up to his old tricks again. Sneaky owners, aren't they? Jack Bradley. Someone to look out for, but I'm not sure if he's free, we're not going to get him. Nobody else is on a contract. All just amateurs. All amateurs. Right, final bit, and then we'll move into. Then we'll click continue and see if we actually progress anywhere. Creating, so we want midfielders now, don't we? Let's see, Gormley again, of course, is still up there. Everyone's all in future. Maybe the futures. He's not got a contract. No, I think everyone's. Oh, actually, right, Bennett's there. He's locked down, but they're saying at the minute only a C rating. 8 goals in 30 games, 7 assists. He's got 0.74 for open play key passes per 90 minutes. 0.28 chances created. 0.56 progressive passes. 0.71 dribbles. Brendan Bennett. His passing's not very good, is it? He's only got 4 for passing. His vision's only a 5. I don't think we need this guy, really. Oh, 22 key passes, though. How's he creating so many key passes when he can't actually pass? How bizarre. And he's playing for Distillery as well, who finished 6th. This don't make any sense, does it? His best rating was a 9.5. His worst was a 5.9 though. Interesting, really interesting. Played below what you'd expect for a winger. High scoring, high assisting. Fewer passes but high assists. Brendan specialises in no-look passes. I think he does, doesn't he? High scoring, passive shooting. Fewer passes but accurate passes. This is where the data comes in, isn't it? Because we wouldn't look at this. We wouldn't look twice at this guy. Although his contract's going to be expiring, so he's not someone that we're going to be able to get. Yeah, they're just saying a defensive winger. Agility helps him get out of tight situations. Natural in several positions. He might cost us money. He might sign an amateur deal, you never know. But 8 goals, 7 assists. He's worth a look at, I think. He's worth a look at. The skin is Tato. So we've just put a new Tato skin on that came out today. That's the new skin. So I'll update that command to override the Kajura one that we used yesterday. And these are Stag's views. So he's gone through and got some new customized bits and pieces. So it looks pretty good. Any tips, asks Noodle, on finding players with low wages? Finished second in the league around today with 15 points. Loans. We're looking at loans, Noodles. This is the way we're thinking about it. Trying to get it in. And just go, right. Best way for us to do is try and get players in on loan. Colin Millen could be interesting. Decent centre midfield with good vision and passing. I think you're right. 32 passes. No key passes. 8 tackles though. Is that to say he hasn't lost a tackle? He's won all 8 tackles. Good first touch, good aggression. Passing and leadership's reasonable. Vision's good as well. Could be a little sort of DLP maybe. Maybe? Let's compare him to Oggy. Ironically, yeah, DLP down the bottom there. One star at DLP, but let's ignore that. Let's look at what he can do. So at the minute, Oggy's better, obviously. But this guy's only 19. Okay, so he can progress. His first touch is already better than Oggy's. Passing's about the same. Vision's borderline identical. Could do with working hard a bit. If Oggy put an arm around this guy and said, look, between us we could make a decent partnership here. He's Oggy light essentially, isn't he? Really? Do you know what I mean? Like, if we partnered them two up and went, right, you train this guy, I think we've basically got a like for like replacement. I mean, that determination's worrying though. That's worrying. That's worrying. And that's really worrying. Composure, concentration, determination. They're not great. They're not great attributes. Tackling's not brilliant. think that's why he's only 1.5 stars, I think. But let's shortlist him. Let's shortlist him, because it might be that if you look, if he's not going to cost us, then we can take a look, right? If he's not going to cost us, we can take a look, but we'll see. I mean, on the face of it, that guy's pretty decent, but he's already wanted by a division ahead of us, so maybe not. Maybe not someone we can get. He's definitely more like it, but I think he's going to be. They want to buy Glebe Rangers, which is actually, is that a division below us? We looked at Scully before, didn't we? Let's get him on trial. See what he's saying. Right. Okay. Interesting. Right. We might have some ideas to what we're thinking about. Okay? Drummond's going to come in on loan. On trial, I should say. Sorry. For a winger, 4 for balance isn't ideal. First touch is good though, determination's good. Vision's decent enough. So we need to compare him to Croskery, don't we, really? Yeah, I'm not convinced he's a winger. Roman playmaker, maybe. Yeah, Croskery's a winger because he's quick and he can cross the ball. I think this guy's more of a Roman playmaker. Box to box, maybe, or lacking stamina for a box to box, possibly. No, he doesn't. Croskery doesn't. But then again, he still managed to get assists. Ball winner. I would have said box to box personally. Better defending. Well, we'll have a look at him and see what see what they think, but might come down to how much he's going to cost over anything. Because obviously at the minute we don't have any money to be offering for anybody, so that could be interesting to see what happens. So obviously, as I say, we're going to be looking more towards getting players in on loan. That's going to be our thing. There will be 1 or 2 players that will of course leave the club as well. We don't have a chief scout. We don't have a director of football. Dwayne McManus, don't need a director of football. Send Kevin Dick on a coaching badge. Send Gary Redpath on a coaching badge. I mean, could I go on a coaching badge? Have we had our first youth intake? Oh, you better believe we're our first youth intake, Dave. You better believe we have. Do we have parent clubs? No, we don't. We asked that on day 1 and they just laughed at us. This is Kieran Evans, Dave, our 3-star centre-back at 15 years old, who's come in. Bravery of 17, balance of 14. Elite Clarity, welcome and appreciate the follow. FM God, appreciate the follow, very kind of you both. Tackling of 11, work rate of 10, leadership of 10. So we're pretty happy with him. He played the relegation games, got a 6.84. We've also got Toby Andrews, who's come in as a winger, 14 for leadership, age 15, acceleration 14, balance 13, crossing and dribbling is decent, work rate's 12, so he's fine for a winger. And then we've got Arturo Vidal, essentially. Josh Hamilton, 12 for aggression, 14 for bravery, 14 for decision making, 13 for determination, 13 for leadership, 14 for tackling. He's 15 years old. He's 15 years old. He's amazing. Elite Clarity, you're very welcome. You're very welcome to be in. Thank you for coming. That's what we should be saying. Excuse me. Hope everyone's having a good weekend, by the way. Look at that, Dundela getting into the final of the Northern Irish Cup. Lost it, though. Hamilton means business, doesn't he? Hamilton means business. I mean, they're all on as close to contracts as we can get them. You're on. Doo-doo-to-zoo. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you. Yeah, so he does have a contract out until 2094. So he's costing us money. 2024, sorry. He's going to cost us money. We are going to call them Wonder Kids as well. Hamilton is not a Gudger. Piss off, Dave. You're not getting a Gudger. You can have anybody else in the intake, but you're not having Hamilton. Right. Not a bad night here. Wife has just left to go see the Dave Matthews Band with a pizza and FM for yourself. Nice. Hopefully we get the players in, play proper football. I think we might be able to. We'll have a quick look. Hamilton leadership course, future captain. Yeah. I don't know if we can send them on leadership courses, can we? What's the story here? First team, save or journeyman? So, Elite Clarity, this is the British Steel Challenge, okay? The plan is to attempt to win 32 trophies. Everything in England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. We start unemployed, 0 badges, 0 experience. Just have to apply for whatever we get, right? And this is where we end up. Our first job is in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football, Banbridge. We managed to stay up on the final day of the season. So no trophies this year, but next year we'll see. Hopefully. Kevin Dicker started working on a coaching course with the aim of getting a grade C Continental. Excellent. Rade, call it hacks, only get 2.5 stars. I'm in League 2, about to get into League 1 with feels bad. Yeah, that's a worry in it, I'm afraid. But you'll get there, man. You'll get there. Totally. Thank you very much. Elite. What's your save at the minute? What are you doing? Right, you're not having any of the 3-stars, Dave. You can have someone else, right? Who do you want? You can have Rainey. You can have Barry. You can have Lucas. Maybe Lucas looks all right. You're not getting the top tier ones. No chance at all. You've got too many Gudgers rolling around. You've wasted your chance, right? Lucas is maybe a playmaker. Free kicks, first touch, flair, teamwork. Maybe. We've got Pomeroy's the goalkeeper, 14 for handling. Jamie Miller. Yeah, might make it, might not. I don't think he's probably able to be, to be honest. Matt Conlon's the other defender, by the way. He's 15 as well. Again, not too bad. 13 for work rate, 10 for leadership, only 9 for tackling though, to be honest. Leadership courses are under player reviews. Leadership course. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, hopefully this doesn't fuck everything up. Seamus Ferris looks fine. Let's sneeze again, sorry. Oh, there's the Belarusian Gudger. You can have a Belarusian Gudger. Technique of 12, balance of 12, aggression and acceleration of 10, flares 11, first touch is 10. Could be interesting. Oh, you're Garnacho, dear. Is that how you spell him? There you go. We don't have attribute masking on. This is the thing. I have to take the lookup off, I reckon, aren't we? Because nobody can see everything. So, there you go. Garnacho. He looks fine. Looks all right. He's on loan. He's gonna be a decent enough player. And only loads of substitute appearances though. Sheffield United. Yeah, that's where he was playing. Right, let me know who you want. You want Lucas, are you, Dave? Yeah. Unwilling to go. No problem. No problem. Right. He's willing to take on defenders. He will do. He will do. Right, Lucas is 1.5. Fortnum is. Right, what do you want then, Dave? Which Goodyear are we replacing this one with now then? Alex. Okay, there we go. Right, Alex Goodyear is in. Literally a Goodyear in every port. This guy, to be honest. That'll be the full house apart from the dog. I mean, I'm waiting for you to really put the neighbours or something in. It's like, oh, you know, Kenny Goodyear. Who's Kenny Goodyear? Oh, he's just he's my fighter on UFC. Put him in. Yeah, could be anywhere, couldn't it? Also as well, remember chat, also as well, remember, this save is about trophies. So at some point, we might have to start either winning trophies or start looking for trophies, right? So as fun as it is, battling at the bottom of the table and, you know, meeting great people in Northern Ireland, there comes a time where we might have to go, maybe we move up the league a little bit. Maybe we try and move up a bit. So let's keep our eyes open for that, right? We're gonna be here till FM24. Yeah, I hope so. Part of me thinks, well, you know, we're not that far in the save. We could turn this to a builder nation, Northern Ireland, right? We could totally do that. If this ends up being a Banbridge save, then, you know, we tried. I like the fact that Banbridge are asking, should Billy Osborne be signed? Now, Billy Osborne can play for England, Ireland, or Italy. Who is Billy Osborne? What do we know about him? We know nothing. We know that he's at Watford. Don't know anything at all. Top 5 this season. You did say that, Robbie. You said that last night, actually. You said straight away, you were like, we're going to win the league. And you know what? Part of me thinks you could be right, because we did this with Peterborough, remember? With Peterborough, we went to that season where we just avoided relegation, when I came back the second time. And then after that, we just went on a tear up and won the league. That was fantastic, wasn't it? Remember when we did that? That's exactly the right way to do it. We're all here for the ride. We are indeed. Maybe you could find a few of those trophos for a car boot sale. Then we might be able to. Yeah, we might be able to. Look, I think we can polish up some things, right? We can polish up some things. And it's going to be all right. I think if we keep the basis of what we've got, which is the players who scrape through, sprinkle a little bit of quality on, loans obviously, then maybe, just maybe, if we get a bit of luck, or not even if we get a bit of luck, even if we just don't have the bad luck we had last season, then maybe we're going to be on to something. We can get into that top half of the table. It's going to be great. Roper called it, we're getting promoted last night. He was like, we're going to get promoted. I was like, yeah. Let's see. I mean, Anderson's fallen off a cliff. Right? He's fallen off a cliff completely. Youngson's had a great season. And we can't extend his loan because he doesn't have a contract anymore. But we absolutely keep him on the shortlist because he did very well. Did very well. Josh Hamilton's on the rise as well. The atmosphere is good. McGrath's going to be going out. I think we cut McGrath. Again, we don't really need him. Cassidy's doing okay. Con's not doing great. We can maybe cut him as well. So I guess now we have to start being brutal. And do we look to sort of like move players out, you know? Do we want a director of football? I don't think we do at this point. It's just more expense, isn't it? We're in the third division of Northern Irish football. I don't really know what a director of football is going to bring to us that we can't do ourselves at this point. If the board insists we get one, then fine. But at this point, I don't think they're giving any indication that's going to be the situation. So, you know, still waiting for our one scout to do his job. Go and have a look around for players. You just wait for players as well to sort of be like, right, who's available, who's not. So Harry Murphy will try and get his. Wait for his contract to come up. Aitchison, of course, is going to be out of contract. Mark McCabe is going to be out of contract. Brendan Bennett's going to be out of contract. Just can't do that. O'Hare, out of contract. They were the main ones, weren't they? Diver as well. Who's Harry Murphy? Harry Murphy's a guy that we looked at. Tried to take him in on loan during January. He turned us down, sadly. But we've had another look at him. And to be fair, he looks decent. He's still decent. He's had a good season as well, playing at Dollingstown, who are sort of around about where we are. So again, he's playing in that lower end of the table. So it's not even like he's sort of playing well in a top team. He's getting and grafting down here, which is good. So that means that if he came to us, he'd fit in. Let's have a look actually at league stats as well. Okay. So if we're going to go for things like defenders, right? And say we want to get things like interceptions, okay? Who's getting the interceptions? So Mark Kerr, Michael Kerr, Mark Kerr, Michael Kerr. How do we rate players when the stats are so low? So basically statistics rather than attributes. So we look at how well they're playing. So for example, someone like Harry Murphy there, right? We'll pull this up here. Okay. We've got a spreadsheet for it. Okay. Click on defending because we want to see what our defenders are like. Oh, scouted players. There you go. Right. Change that to defending. Okay. Put our defenders in. Okay. Yes. Right. So here's, where is he? Scroll back up. Where is he? Right, he's here. Okay, so Harry Murphy's here, right? Owen, no worries, man. Take it easy, buddy. We'll catch you up soon. Football Twitter's blowing up. Ronaldo's done an interview with Piers Morgan. He's definitely not going to play for United ever again. Oh, okay. I mean, that's, to be fair, that's two of the most horrible people in the world talking together. So and then discussing something on Twitter. So, which is just, it seems like a poisoned mix, to be honest. So this is Harry Murphy here, right? So we're looking at what he can do. So he's played 11 times. He's got 1.28 tackles per 90 minutes. He's 100% tackle rate. Heading is 77%. 0.55 blocks per 90 minutes. He's won possession 28 times, and his press completion is 1.5. So we then looked at that and went, right, okay, what's he comparing to do with our current right back? Then we started to break it down from there. So we've looked at him and then, right, is it going to be like for like? What are we getting from this guy that we're not getting from our current guy? And that's how we're going to work it. Yeah, exactly. Ronaldo will still play. Someone's going to pay for Ronaldo, because whoever buys Ronaldo will sell shirts. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, yes, it might not be for Man U, but it'll be for somebody else. Sinister Geo, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. So that's sort of how we're looking to recruit going forward. Attributes might be low, but we're going to try our best. Ugh, Liverpool won the Premier League. Boo. It's fine. It's not anything for us to consider at this point. So defenders, right? So defenders, we want to look for interceptions. Michael Curtis there. Curtis Woods is up there as well. Now he's got a contract for next year, so could potentially be a loanee. Value Makash, average rating 7.06. 3 key tackles, 37 key passes from right back. It's quite handy. Making a lot of blocks. What's his analysis like? Blocks, interceptions, tackles, tackle completed, clearances. Really, really good defensive work from this guy at right back. Few blocks, lots of clearances, lots of passes, low assists, lots of tackles and strong tackles, but then infrequently winning the ball and loses possession. So interesting. Okay, let's keep him on the shortlist then. He's maybe an option. Dermot McCaffrey, 37. Centre half, head of youth development. Not going to leave a cushy head of youth development job, is he? Out of contract, Mark Edgar. Shannon Crooks, already out of contract as well, so not ideal. Dean Corrigan, we've got on the shortlist because we quite like him anyway, so he's going to be there as an option. So Corrigan, I need to write that down as well. Shea Dunlop, out of contract. Craig Bryers, out of contract. So these players might look great, and sort of like in terms of our, in terms of what we've got. Sadly, the fact that we don't actually have any money means that we might not actually be able to sign them. So again here, so loads of passes, accurate passes, few headers, strong headers. Lots of tackles, but poor tackles. This guy, again, is actually pretty good. 31 key passes from right back. 14 crosses from 82, completed 2 key tackles. Not bad, but again, someone we'd have to pay for, so maybe not ideal. Other areas we might want to look for. We might want to look for headers one, key headers. So Ryan Arthur, again winning headers. Dermot McCaffrey winning headers. So okay, so we're starting to recognise the same names turning up as well. So okay, these guys are actually pretty decent defenders. Adam Dryle's already on the shortlist. We like him anyway. Again, going to cost us money. Shea Conway. There we go. There's a player that's potentially, well, he's got a contract, so maybe we can look to loan him in. Currently playing for Armagh. He's a contract till 2025. Average rating 7.07, so he's done well. Analysis-wise, clearances, headers won, gives away a lot of fouls, to be honest. Elite clarity, appreciate you. Take care, we'll see you soon. Interceptions are lots. Also as well, 4.43 progressive passes. Gets an assist as well, I think. Because he can play midfield if needs be. 18 key passes. 24 shots, 9 on target. 5 key tackles. Where do you play then? Where do you play? Because you could be handy. Even if you don't like him as a footballer, you literally hate the man and what he's done to help people. I mean, we can literally hate Ronaldo. Apocalypse, that's the problem. Because we ignore the footballing bit. It's the human bit that we don't like. He's a piece of shit. And just because he's a half decent footballer does not excuse what he's done. That's the problem. I think you've got the argument the wrong way around, Apocalypse. You know, just because he, you know, gives a lot of money to cover things up doesn't mean that you can go, oh, well, yeah, but you know, he's a decent footballer. Oh, but he gives money to charity. Oh, yeah, he's a rapist. You know, that's the problem. But the human has given millions, built hospitals, schools, paid for operations. Yeah, he's also covered up a massive, criminal allegation and ask him why he can't go to America. That's the thing. Hate Messi too. Has Messi done what Ronaldo's done? Roppo, what's he done? Ronaldo, put it this way, Ronaldo doesn't understand the word no. Let's put it that way, right? Ronaldo's a rapist. Let's put it out there, okay? That's the problem. You know, yes, you can do all those things, but at the end of the day, if you're still trying to cover up some of the bits and pieces, it doesn't necessarily make you a nice person, does it? You know. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to this while you guys talk about that. Okay. So Conway, first touches looks, again, eyeballing tests, looks fine. Passing looks fine. Good determination, aggressive. Kind of again seems to be a bit of an oggy, really. 0.16, 0.11 assists, better than what Oggie's done actually. Also, he hasn't actually got many assists this year, 2 in fact, as opposed to 4 for Conway. Yeah, exactly, Ropper. That's the thing. So when he re-signed for Man United, it was all this like, oh, Ronaldo's back, and like a bunch of United fans that we know were just like, oh dear, that's not good. I don't really want to be cheering this. Evening, I'll see. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in. It hasn't been convicted. No, that's true. Yes, he has managed to pay a lot of it off. Total football. So there is that. Even by the way, I'll say, hope you're well. Obviously, if he wasn't convicted, he would be freely able to just travel to Manchester United, to America. But the fact that he can't travel to America would suggest that potentially it's not brilliant. Could practically hate every single celebrity and sports person in the world. Yeah, you absolutely could and should, Apocalypse. Just because they're sports personalities or celebrities does not mean they're above the law. That's the problem, you know. Yeah, there's players, put it this way, Apocalypse, there's players in draft competitions that I won't draft simply because of what they've done off the pitch, you know. This is the thing. So hate is not something we should welcome indeed, but also neither is sexual assault, so we also shouldn't welcome that. So you know, it is absolutely better to love it. It absolutely is. I agree with you on that one, but at the same time, don't think you should be turning the cheek on people who do things like that, sadly. So that's my view. That's where I'm at with it. As I say, at the meantime, I'm just trying to find players for a 3rd division football club in Northern Ireland. So it's not quite a conversation I want to be getting involved with, to be honest, but I know exactly where I stand on it. Stag, welcome in. This is definitely the usual Sunday chat we have around here. Go on, I'll tell you who's a wrong one. Cristiano Ronaldo. Have you ever come across what he's done? There's not a metric for what he can do. No, there isn't. There's a thing called the law, though. So, yeah, probably put it as part of that one. Hope you're well done, man. We're busy using your data, actually, right? To come along here, and I found a player who I wouldn't have found had I not used your sheets here. So, screw Qatar, damn right, Johnny. Screw Qatar, get rid of it. World Cup's going to be a sham, absolute nonsense. Not watching it. It's bullshit. Shouldn't even be there. And then there's the Newcastle thing and all that sort of stuff. Football's just dreadful when you think about it. It's awful. You know. Yeah, looking at you. Player that I would never really considered, which is this guy, I think, is it? This guy? No, we considered him. Yeah, Brendan Bennett, right here, right? This is it. Would not have thought that I'd be looking at this guy going, good signing, okay? But then looked here, through the sheet, okay? You can't see it behind my head though, can you? Where is it? Let's change position, see if he jumps up a bit more. There you go. Right. Key passes, 0.74, good. Chances created, 0.28. Progressive passes, 0.58. 8 assists. Thinking, okay, what's he doing here? Loses possession 8 times, fine, no problem. Chances created, 0.28. Had a quick look here at this stat here. 22 key passes. He can't pass the ball at all. His attributes are 4 for passing, 5 for vision, but he's made 22 key passes. His best rating was 9.5. His worst rating was 5.9. But 8 goals playing for a team who's 5th. So I was like, the sheet works. The sheet works. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get him in. We'll see if we can get him in. Honey Badger, welcome in. Welcome in, my man. How the devil are you? How was your save? Everyone do us a favour. Drop Honey Badger a follow. Wonderful human being. And of course, as we say, we are obviously using Stag's views, as you know. Gavin Brash is in as well. Look at this. Welcome in, friends. How are you? Welcome. Of course, also drop a follow on Gavin Brash as well. 2 people we love dearly in this community, by the way. So, how are your streams, boys? Hope they were good. We are busy recruiting in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football. So, as you can expect, it's getting pretty heavy around here, right? You've joined at a much better time than Stag did. To be honest, we've sort of let that conversation die off a bit. Okay, and what we will do is we'll tell you that last night we survived by the skin of our teeth and every other orifice we have as well. We literally ground our way through. We didn't realise there was a relegation playoff group for a start, right? Didn't realise that was a thing. But in the end, we managed to finish 9th, despite being 11th at the start of the final game of the season. So we're fine, right? We'll build it on going forward for next season. We've got some wonder kids. Even for Division 3 stands, we've got some wonder kids. But yeah, we'll try to do a bit of recruitment at this point. Started a project called FM Rivals. Myself and other streamers do a 1-season network save. This first episode was River Plate and Boca. Nice. Badgers are smashing it. I'm struggling. Lovely stuff indeed. AJ as well. Welcome in, AJ. Hope you're well. Nice to see you, my man. Hope life's treating you good. Big fan of that. I have seen it advertised, Gav, but I didn't quite understand what was going on. But now you've explained it. I like it. Banbridge avoid a tax bill. Of course they do, because we made no money. We have a 1-year sponsorship worth £5,500. Oof. Almost doubled our money. I think we'll just have to leave it as the lowest scouting possible. We're using Twitter as our scouting. You know what? We're using Stag Sheets. Anderson's retired. I mean, that saves a difficult conversation, to be honest. That definitely saves a different conversation because we were going to get rid of him. Honey Badger in with the Prime. Appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, you can be just as cool as Honey Badger. You can get your Primes as well. If you've got Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch. It's a free sub, costs you nothing. Comes out of Bezos' pocket. Gives us a little kickback. We basically support the channel. Everything gets better. And if you don't like me after a month, go and give it to someone else because it's free. Move it around. Johnny, I know you like the NFL. The Vikings just stole a win from the Bills in overtime. I mean, this is the thing. Sunday streaming is great. It's nice and it's chilled. But I miss my NFL. I don't get to see my ball games, you know? What's the Honey Badger with the arms? Look at that. Good. Appreciate you, my man. Are the 49ers playing now or are we the late game tonight? This is the thing. We always seem to be late. I guess it's because we're... What, West Coast? West Coast, isn't it? Interception in the end zone. I mean, how can you not love NFL? Seriously, think about it. Like, how could you not enjoy American football? Like, just watch a game and then be going, and then sort of say to yourself, going, I don't think I'm going to watch that again. Like, no, it's nonsense. Of course you will. Of course you will. The Vikings were 17 points down at one point, 13 unanswered points from the Vikings. See? 49ers kick off in 2 hours. Yeah, that's usually it. Yeah, it's at the 1 o'clock game. Who are we playing? I think we play San Diego, maybe? Gavin Brash in with a sub as well. Appreciate you, Gavin. Very kind, very kind. Decided to invest this time. Mate, we've shared a pool queue now, man. We've got a brotherhood going on, right? I've seen O'Reilly's card, and that's not a euphemism. The Chargers. That's a good matchup now, you know. It's a shame Garoppolo's got to keep a hold of the football because offensively we look good. We've got Debo, we've got McCaffrey, we've got Kittle. And of course we've got old, you know, Slippy G Garoppolo. So it is what it is, isn't it? Pool bros for life. Yeah. Shed a tin of hooch. Perfect. Should say as well about that, Grimmy's in. Love Grimmy. Big shout as well for Grimmy there, and as well as we've got some new people in here. Do yourselves a favour, right? Patreon.com. Okay, for the price of £1, okay, you can get access to Football Manager Therapy Live. It was recorded on Monday night in Nottingham. Brash was there, so he'll obviously know what it was all about. He'll fill you in. Gudger was there as well with the spinning heads. The Mad Scientist was there. Rich Jones, of course, was there as well. Who we shall shout out once more. Yeah, go and support Football Manager Therapy. It's a great podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it when I was there. So, yeah, the show is now available for £1. £1. What can you get for £1 these days? Nothing. You can barely get £1 for £1 these days. Good, you're inside the last minute. They turned over and downs on the Bills 1 yard line. Very next to down, the Bills fumbled in the snap. Vikings scored the touchdown to go by 3. Bills scored a field goal to go level with 2 seconds to spare. I don't understand how you can find American football dull. I genuinely don't. This week's episode of FMT is a Hall of Fame moment. Okay. I'm interested. I'm interested. Bear with me 2 seconds. Just replying to this. Better have Garoppolo than Prescott. That's fair actually, to be honest. And I never thought I'd say that. To be fair, the NFL can be boring. Watching 2-hour counter-attacks and don't move, and then it's a fight is great. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. I'll accept there are moments when it's not good, but when it's good, it's good. When it's good, it's good, isn't it? Really, really good. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm dealing with some bits and pieces here. Fun. Right, where are we? Here we are. Still waiting to sort of tick through to work out who's going to get a contract and who's not. None of our players have contracts, by the way, so it's not a massive issue for us. I like the fact that signing a player from Arsenal is a priority. Well, of course it is. Like, do you think he's going to come? Seriously? Is he going to come to the 3rd division? No, of course he's not. Ridiculous. I really want to like NFL. There's nothing stopping me. There's nothing stopping you, Ulrich. Nothing. You need to get involved in it. You know, late evenings, hot dogs. Henry Jeff, God, is the poshest name I've ever heard. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good. I mean, he probably is fine. It's just like a government villain from Peaky Blinders. He probably is fine, and he probably will become a good player. But for us, he's not going to come to the 3rd division of Northern Ireland. Evening, mad scientist. Welcome in. Pleasure to see you, sir. Hope you're well. How's life treating you? Big Mad's through. Converted a bunch of my cornfield grown greetings to like soccer. You can like NFL. That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment, Johnny. If you can do it, anyone can do it. An under-18s manager. Have we not got an under-18s manager? Surely we have. Gerard Kerr. Where would I find an under-18s manager? Working with youngsters is good though. Do we already have it? He's only cost 30 quid. 20 quid a week. 20 quid a week on. But you know what? We're gonna have one because we've got some pretty decent young players, so maybe it's worth an investment actually. You know, maybe it's worth an investment. Coleman McGuinness? I don't know if Coleman's how you pronounce it, but on the face of it, he looks fine. It's going to cost us money though, isn't he? We'll trial him. I think I'd rather try and get a loanee in, personally. Development Centre, top okay, staff. Well, that's what, yeah. Oh, so we do have an under-18s manager. We could get rid of him because he's could get rid of him actually because he's going to leave anyway. A wing back in our club. A wing back. Oof. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought? Where do you play? Ballyclare. I'm sure that's a division above us, possibly. Right. So is there any sort of idea as to how much he's going to cost then? Did you manage to keep holding the players from the youth intake? We did indeed, Matt. Which means that going forward, we're in a pretty good spot. Let's see what he's 20 quid a week. Okay, right, let's hold thought on that, right? So drum is a possibility. Right, okay. Is a possibility. Let's walk away for now because I'm just not sure at this point. I mean, he might be a decent shout, but if we're going to start putting people straight in, I need to sort of work out who the exact players that I want to try and buy are. Okay. Where's my planner? Right. Because I would maybe put the money on Gormley, actually. So Youngson can stay in there, possibly. Shortlist could be... Evening, Picnic Matt. How are you? Nice to see you, man. Hope you're well. Yo, indeed. Corrigan maybe's a shout, isn't he? Corrigan and Gormley are sort of the two that we think are the best ones. I'm glad to hear you well. Very well indeed. Can't complain. Certainly can't complain. Having a cracking evening, to be honest. We're just trying to work out for next season. We're looking at trying to sort of get our squad in order. You know, Kieran Evans. We have got Kieran Evans. He's a... The thing is, Kieran Evans is a new gen though, so I'm not sure if it's the same Kieran Evans that you're expecting. He's one of the players I use often. I'm not sure. He's brand new. He's completely brand new. But unless there's another Kieran Evans floating around the database, if there is, then that's pretty good. Because we might have to have a look at him, and we'll maybe join in as well. If I'm right, I'll be astonished. But you're listening to the album entitled Epidemic Remixed Volume 1. I am listening to... It is Epidemic. I'm listening on the Browse Disco playlist, Stag. So this one's called Do You Think of Me? The instrumental House of Say. It may well appear on the episode, the album you're talking about, but yeah, you're half right, mate. You know, like, come on. For me, you're pretty much right. Let's be honest. You know? Why are these players not dropping in? Kieran O'Neill's not sitting there, is he not? Nope. It's because they don't quite fit, isn't it, in that role? So Brendan Bennett can go in there then. I am tempted by him, you know. I'm tempted by him. Shortest midfielders wide. Kieran O'Hare? Nah, maybe not. Sorry, Raiden Roman go, what the dog, mate? No, not at all. It's a pleasure. I genuinely appreciate you doing it, man. It's lovely. I appreciate the raid, of course. But yeah, take it easy, man. We'll drop in, of course, and we'll obviously drop into your stream again when you're up next, so take it easy. Banbridge Town, what league is this? This is the third division of Northern Irish football. So yeah, we're not really high. we're not high. We're in a position where life is quite tricky. Life is very tricky. Still alone. Imagine walking a dog. Imagine that. Imagine being one of those dog walkers. And Gormley can play everywhere. He's currently on a deal that £100 appearance fee. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know, when you're thinking about it, going like, do we just go for it and do drill? Wins the ball, loses possession. Good headers, good blocks, fouls, tackles, lots of passes, accurate passes. 6'4", wins the aerial duels. 4 key tackles, 17 key passes. 1 mistake led to a goal. Him with Conlon. Apparently we don't know enough about him yet. Okay. It's called British Steel Boss, not British Tin Foil. Exactly, yeah. Aitchison's still someone we like as well. 32. He'd be good for the youngster to learn off, actually. Who do we have as our possible centre half? Murphy we like, Corrigan we like. Aitchison. Acceleration's only 5, heading's 13, jumping's 11, marking's 13, tackling's 13. Joe Seeker, appreciate the follow. Very kind, thank you for that. Positioning's 9, leadership's 10. I feel as though he's maybe... he would maybe be the best one. Where's our team's physio? He's still playing. Compared to Corrigan, both a priority. He's better in the air. Corrigan's better defending. Corrigan's quicker. Better technicals. Slightly better mentals from Corrigan, the youngster. Murphy, though, still we like. Dylan Berry, goalkeeper. Then we've got some decisions to make. Some decisions. Do we go in for Gormley? Gormley can do everything. But is he going to cost us a position? Actually, you know what? He's not going to cost us a position because he can play everywhere. If anything, he's worth his weight in gold, really. Let's see if he'll come on trial. Let's see if he'll come on trial. Aitchison, Mitchell. Yeah, I think we aim for the top with those two and go from there. O'Hare, again, 15 goals, 3 assists. It's pretty handy. 41 key passes from someone who's got 7 for passing. 41. It's pretty decent, isn't it? And yeah, this Bennett guy, 22 key passes. What are they saying? 140 quid. Let's wait for that. Let's see if we can get better. Because that's a lot of money. 140 quid is a lot of money. Worth checking his open play key passes just in case he's a good corner taker. Ooh, okay. is even more. This is even more in depth, isn't it? Well, that might be what you want. We kind of want both, to be honest. We kind of want both. Right, let's see. So let's go for import views. We want to go to scouting, shortlist, maybe scouted. Outfield or just main analysis. Which one is it? What's my which view am I looking for at this point? Shortlist. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, shortlist. And then just main or creating. Resize that. Right, who was I looking at? I was looking at this guy here, Bennett. Right. Open play key passes 0.74 compared to O'Hare, who's got 1.20. Okay, so it is slightly worse. Less progressive passes as well. He's not losing possession as much though. O'Hare's giving the ball away at 14.4. Maybe he's trying more. He's trying more. But O'Hare's got 14 goals. 32-year-old. Must be a striker, is he? Decent off the ball, that's the thing. He's played there all his life. This guy's rocked up and he's just getting, as I say, this is the one where I'm sort of like going, okay, you're doing something quite handy here. We'll have a think. We'll have a think. Gormley rejects Banbridge. Okay, we know what's going on here. Right, Gary Redpath has to leave, I'm afraid. Can we just delay? Let's get him to leave. Go on then, Gary. In you go. In he goes. Jared Kerr's there. Gary Redpath is Harry Redknapp ordered from Wish. Daft question, what's the difference between standard players scouting and the standard players in last season's title winning team? That's a good question, actually. Because in theory, we want to be trying to get similar players, right? So if we take a look at these guys just as randoms, so if we look at, say, a defender from there, okay, let's put that on there. So we'll, no, not that one. Do we look at their squads? How we sort of compare those players, don't really know. Michael Smith though, 11 goals from out wide, £200 a week, no wonder. Absolute baller. Ian Parkhill, 13 assists, 33 years old, 20 quid a week. Expires in December. Look at me with poignant questions. That's Kev running off. But mate, that's, if anything, it's confused me, Rich. So I was just happy that like something like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and like thinking, oh, I might seem quite learned, but you've already seen me going like, I don't think Jameson knows what he's talking about. Game's gone, mate. Game's gone. 20 quid a week, absolutely. Pomeroy top scorer with 23 from Limavady. He's out of contract. We don't need a striker. Joel Bradley for assists. Right-sided. 49 passes, 10 assists. 2 mistakes that led to goals, though, sadly. That's not going to help, is it? Cowlin Brennan, out of contract. There's the left side. Ryan Whiteside. I mean, I can't sign Ryan Whiteside just purely for the fact that I would be singing the Killers song of I'm Ryan Whiteside. Or do we do that because of the fact that's what we do? And Vanarama North getting a fan takeover. Had that been a good game in the game? I'm not entirely sure if it's a good thing in the game, but it's certainly worth looking at, though. Johnny, it's better to have fan ownership than evil nations and empires taking over you, surely. Yeah. I think everyone would be happy with that. I prefer local business owner to evil country. Right, let's have a look at Ryan Whiteside then. So Stephen Drum, his trial's finished, but he's genuinely, he's basically Oggy, isn't he? Yeah, he's like for like Oggy, which is good. So Drum, I'm gonna put a tick next to him because I think he's definitely worth looking at. As far as budgets and anything else done, yeah. Clubs release players. I guess we get all these guys in, don't we? Offer trials to them all. See, yeah, Max Cowser, appreciate the follow, very kind. Thank you very much for that. Hope you're well. Brody Maxwell, fancies a trial. Corey Burns, fancies a trial. Macrina, Paul Wells. Sam Roscoe doesn't fancy it, understandably, given the fact that he's clearly very good. 6'5". He probably is already good enough, isn't he? Got to turn on the other screen, just gave the world's most handsome footballer Sampdoria debut. Oh, Graziano. I love it, Stag. I love it. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm all for that. Top work. Greetings from the Czech Republic, Max. Hope you're well. Sonder FC, welcome in. Sonder FM, I should say. Sorry, welcome in. Hope life is treating you good. Appreciate you all being in the stream here. Olivier, no, not even Olivier. Rich, the other one, the other beauty. Playing for my local Prague side. Nice. You know what? The Czech Republic is not a league it's not a nation I've played in a lot, but it's one that's always been there. I'm like, I need to do a bit more. Sonder, I recognise you from YouTube. Thank you very much, Sonder. Very few people recognise me from anywhere, to be honest. So it's a pleasure to have you over here. Hope life's treating you good, though. Prague's got a very good youth academy. They absolutely have. I like it as well. I must admit, like, I look at the Czech Republic and I think, you know what, that's a good save. It's a good save there. Yeah, I've not managed to do it in a minute. Eva Woolhouse, how are you? Welcome in. Cowlin Millen. Now, we had a look at this guy, didn't we, for a bit? First touch, vision and passing. Pretty handy. Belfast Celtic want him. Did we just panic a bit? I think we did, didn't we? 20, what do we do? Norsk. Sondre. Possibly Sondre. Scout those guys. Yeah. There you go. We have the Nosh Brigade in, which is you know what? It's good. I'm glad they're here. I'm glad they're here. Where would it be without them? Where would it be without the Norwegians? It'd be a sadder world, wouldn't it? Right, let's see if Harry Murphy fancies it. I've got to wait for July. Okay, fine. Aitchison. Do we go in for Aitchison? Doesn't fancy it. He's not up for it. Fine, no problem. Corrigan. Need to wait for July. Okay, so put right, mental note in everyone's head. July is when we go in for these guys. Okay. Lewis Lough41. 120 quid a week. Oof. Huge money. Huge money. We can't afford that sort of cash. Cowlin Millen. Gormley. Bennett. Adam Neal from Bangor. Can't imagine we'll get him. Shea would require no wage contribution. He wants to be a carrier. Gotta be kidding me. Do you ever had notes to players reminders that we need to be notified? I don't, but I should do that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point, actually. Where's the notes button? I used to do it all the time on my add to not interested list. No, I used to do it all the time back in the day. Like just had sort of stuff on laptops and that. But now I've got notes, right? So create note, loan option 1/7/23. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this element of. Look at this planning that's going in. What's the partnership with Odd about? I mean, well, this bit here. So you're talking to Roper there. Roper is obviously connected with Odd, operations manager at the club. Saw me in the stream. I was busy complaining about Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa, and I left the club. I was like, I don't want to support Aston Villa anymore. I said I need a new team to support, and Roper was in the chat and went, "Come and follow Odd," and I was like, "Okay, sell me the club, sell me the dream." Told me everything I needed to know, and I think not just myself, like a lot of our Discord fell in love with it as well. And as Jebru says, dreams can come true. There was a Gabrielle moment where it happened, and yeah, we chatted for a bit, and then saw me the dream of the club, and I was like, yeah, I'm on board, let's do it. And then we sort of agreed to run a save and do a bit of chatting and esports things, and then all of a sudden people in the Discord are learning how to speak Norwegian, and did a job interview which we put up on YouTube, which is pretty cool. So it's this one, isn't it? Odd interview, was that the one? There you go. Yeah, so yeah, it's just been cool. It's been really cool to sit and chat with them. They're a great club, lovely people, and yeah, really proud to be working with them, to be honest. Heard Ronaldo's a rapist. He is, yes, he is, Jeb Brew. Breaking news, in fact, if anything, to some people, sadly. But yeah, there was an issue earlier on, but it's all dealt with now. But yeah, that's roughly where we're at. That's roughly where we're at. McInnes, how much is McInnes going to cost? And do we need a right back? We can't really improve the train facilities, that's the problem. £300 an appearance? No chance. No chance whatsoever, mate. Like, you know, I appreciate your honesty, but no. Are you from Skene, Sonder? Yes. If so, where? See, I understand. I understand this now. Strumdal. See, look at me. Blending in. Look at me blending in. Here I am. Nearly a week since FMT Live. When's the next one? Well, you'll have to ask FMT, Jebaru. Get one organised. It was fun, though. It was definitely fun. We should definitely do another one. I'm happy to come on it again. It's from Gulset, the club that delivered Kitalonos and many more. Oh, we love the Kitalonos. We also love Arse, up the arse. We're a big fan of him. Need to do another one mid a weekend, maybe. A weekend could work, Rupper. A weekend could work. I mean, we could maybe take a trip overseas. Brash is wanting the time machines out. Yeah, we could do this yesterday. That'd be great. Speaking of time machines, I found Franco Zuccolini for Pescara. That's pretty decent. I mean, I can't say his name, so I'm going to say well done, but the rest of it's wonderful. Wonderful. Shea Conway has had a bid accepted. This could be exciting. Don't turn it down. Don't turn it down. Don't turn it down. I like how we've literally managed to get nothing done tonight. We've chatted a lot of stuff. We've still got bloody notepads, even though there's a planner in here. In case you've never heard of the Zuccolini brothers in FM0910. It's a bit sort of too futuristic for me, Jebaru. Were they how famous were they? If they were very famous, then I'm not going to have done it. You know what I mean? Like, I signed the Farneroods. Cammy Palmer. I mean, look at this guy. Crazy footballer. Northern Ireland, Scotland, Canada. They're reluctant to let him go on loan. I can see why. Look at that, £750 a week. Just Peter Campbell's had his contract terminated. Has he really? Excellent. Come and have a trial. See what you think. Bruno plays for City. Plays for River Plate now. Oh, okay. Determined, decent first touch, reasonable crossing and dribbling. 18 Cal, how are you? Welcome in. Pleasure. 67 key passes. Ooh. From Ryan Whiteside. Do the joke. Do it. Plays for Tobermory as well. So Tobermory came second last year in the league. Third, sorry. Yeah, they bottled it at the end, didn't they? Farnerud mentions more my era. Farneruds were great. Farneruds were great. Because the thing with Farnerud is you had you had Daniel Broughton as well, and you had Daniel Friedheim Holm as well, who was awesome, absolutely awesome. So, all right, so Millen's gone to Belfast Celtic, which is fair enough. That's fine. We're not going to get him. Drummond, maybe the guy will come for. Holm was incredible, and Broughton went to Bolton, I think. He went to Bolton. So Yeah, interesting, but it didn't happen. Didn't happen for him, did it? Drummond. Stephen Drum. Let's see what he's thinking then. Does he fancy it? 20 quid. Can he do? Right. Will he do me for 10? 15. 15, you've got yourself a deal. You drive a hard bargain. You drive a hard bargain. Elder Hadzemanadhazovic. There's a name. There's a name. So Drum might be coming in. Drum might be coming in. Right. That's positive. Now, right back wise, do we look to go back in for Youngson? How much would Youngson cost? 25. $15 apparently. Excellent pronunciation. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, is it? Really, to be honest. I was close. I was close. Yeah, close enough. Evening, Kev. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Nice to see you, my man. Hope life's treating you well. Kev of the United City, of course, one of the most beautiful people in the football manager community. Wonderful human being. Go and drop him a follow. It's all part of the FM team. It's nice when people come and hang out. British Steel, what's that? Asked Joe Seeker. Well, or Joe Seeker. Basically, it is stupid. It's a ridiculous challenge. It's, the aim is to win 32 trophies. So that's everything that's available to win in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. You start unemployed. You start with no badges. You start with no experience. You have to apply for the jobs, pass the interviews, all that sort of stuff. And we found ourselves with our first job in Banbridge in Northern Ireland, 3rd Division of Northern Ireland. First season was a bit of a tough one, to be honest. We survived relegation from the 3rd Division. There is no 4th Division. Survived relegation from the 3rd Division on the final day of the season in epic fashion, which is what we do around here. And this season we're now building to hopefully push on and not have to have another relegation battle at the end. But who knows? Who knows whether that'll be the situation or not. It's good fun though. It's gonna be fun. He says there was definitely parts of the same where I was just like, last season where I was like, we've made a grave error. A grave error here, everyone. This is not a good idea. Oh, Ma wanted to try and get him for Stephen Dunn. Let's move that up then. I know it's 20, but let's make it 25. Jason Johnson. What was his comparison like? RDFs and try to see us faster. Well, that's not fair because RDF's good at the game. That seems really unfair to do it that way. So, and to be fair, he'd be handy because he keeps changing his teams a lot. So yeah, that would be a great one for him. Like, if I was a betting man, I'd say that he could definitely do this quicker than I could. 100%. And I think he knows that as well. 30 quid. Where's Dean Sproul played, by the way? Warren Point, 2 goals. Nah. Not a thing. Sorry, Warren. Sorry, Dean. Not happening. Football manager is fun, not always because of success or speed. Often the failures are just as fun. There you go. Studs up nose. Studs up nose. Studs up nose what it's all about. Omar have made a bid for Lewis Hunter. Oh, don't want him to go. And Conway's rejected the loan. Balls. Rejects. Youngson's agreed to sign though. .75% said it was stories when you put it on Twitter. Yeah, I agree, Stag. I think it should be story based, to be honest. Sondre played football a fair advantage of. Sondre says I played a fair bit of FM and never got relegated. Then again, I've only really played below League 2 or 2 Bundesliga. Is it easier to survive in the larger leagues? I wouldn't know. I'm going to say no though, for me anyway, because I keep getting, I get sacked when I get to the higher divisions, so it's not really one I can actually comment upon. I've heard some people say it's really easy in the top divisions, but couldn't possibly comment. Right, Youngson's in for this season. I've suffered since it was called something else. Yeah, that's the thing. When it was its old name, I was good at it, but then the game changed and it's all different now. Wonder if you help me set my save and what nations to play in Lourdes. I'll start in the Norwegian third tier with a team called Alte IF. Depends upon what your goal is, to be honest. John, if you want a Scandinavian save, I would definitely recommend loading up Sweden and Denmark. Maybe Iceland, Finland. Kev, the United City, would happily give you some recommendations on that. I'm sure you would, right, Kev? The Ronaldo Morgan interview was so sad in many ways. Someone who had been at the top of their game for so long, now a marginal figure, losing stature, influence, and the ability to be relevant, raging at the dying of the light. And Ronaldo was on it as well. I was expecting genuinely. I was hoping that's where you were going to go with it. There you go. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Stephen Drum's joined. Excellent. Is he susceptible to injuries? Is he? What? He had a bruised knee and a tight calf. Yeah. Oh, he's clearly a bloody dead animal, isn't he? Walking. Interesting. So Drum's in. Excellent. Just catching up the news. Desperate doesn't begin to describe it. I mean, again, Ben Wilson's probably not going to be fussed about joining us. To be fair, I didn't really know what was happening. It was just mentioned in the chat, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's talk about it. And apparently, the bloke who wanted to talk about it didn't want to talk about it when it was addressed as to things that he may or may not have done. Yeah, Drum's gone in. Very happy with that. Very happy. That's a midfielder ticked off. So he goes essentially here alongside Oggy, so he can play sort of either or. Let's pop him in the squad planner. So Cowlin Miller we lost out on, which is fine, not a problem. He comes out, but in comes this guy here, Stephen Drum. Now, I don't think he's a winger. I think he's a box to box. So let's try and retrain him. Let's try and retrain him as a box to box. Training. So let's train him here as a ball winner. I think box to box. What do you reckon? Right, chat, have a quick look. What do we think? Is he a ball winner or is he a box to box? He's only got stamina of 9, so I guess that could be a slight issue in terms of box to boxness. But I think Vision's fine, technique's fine, first touch is fine, determination's fine. His decision making's okay. He's aggressive, so he can get in there and actually get them in there. Now you got to think about the dumb roll. Well played, well played. Ball winner on support. Tackling's only 9 though. Looks like a Carrieo. I mean, in Northern Irish Division 3, he's not a Carrieo. Let's be honest, because we haven't got one in the team. So we've got both ball winning midfielder and box to box, and a Carrieo as well. Basically, an Antarctic save like Llama did in FM21. Yeah, do that, John. Do that. That sounds good. I think line playmaker on defend, and we're literally just going through every option now as to what we can make it. What tactic we're using this season? We've tried the 4-4-2, so we've got a 4-4-1-1 really. His name is Drummy, could dictate the tempo. Says 2 Fuzzy Dunlop. There's points to be made there, Fuzzy. There is points to be made there. His vision's good. His passing is only 9. Only 16 key passes last year as well. And he only got 2 assists. Well, 2 assists in 16 games though, which isn't too bad. Could be the symbol of the team. Could be. Snared. We already said snared the target, so that was a good one. If he's box to box, he should never be asked to shoot. No. That's something we are lacking. Players who can shoot, by the way. Long shots of 4. Dribbling of 7. Could be good between the sticks. Right, we'll have a think. We'll have a think on what we're going to do with him as to where we're moving. But I think he's a good talent. He's a good talent we've got in. So happy with him. Cian O'Hare, don't know if we're going to get him at 32. Morgan Gore. Can play Mazzala. I mean, this feels a lot like positions that we're not using, really. Or roles that we're not using, I should say, sorry. Like the ball winning midfielder still don't be fancy with getting in the way of the attacks. Yeah. Now, Brendan Bennett is the guy that we saw with the attributes sheet. It's saying he's not great, but the sheet says otherwise. So do we see just how much he's going to cost? Regular starter, 140. I'm not going to insult him by offering him less than that, but interesting to know that we have got that money available if needs be, though. Okay. Wasn't expecting that kind of cash being available, but okay. Maybe for the right guy, that sort of money is available. Gormley still doesn't fancy it. Pedden. Let me take Pedden off, actually. We're not that fussed about Pedden, really. Con will take off. We might have to just release him, actually. Take him off there. Take him off there. Right. Let's have a quick look then. So we are still lacking 1 or 2. So Shea Conway unfortunately didn't fancy it, which would have been good actually. We'd have enjoyed having him play for us, but that's not going to happen. It's fine. Adam Neal from Bangor. 4 goals, 16 shots, 5 on target. 29, 5'8". First touch is good. Acceleration's good. Come on, I'll try. I'll see what you. I must have obviously added him for a reason. So he must have something decent up his sleeve. Left back. We've only got Lewis Lough41 there. We're not paying 120 quid for a left back. That's for certain. Players on loan. Left backs. With Morgan from Dungannon. Tony Ward. Is he still contracted though? No, he's going to be out. Do we bring another 18-year-old in though? What are they saying about him? How much better is he than our current left back? Ropper should have been paid 3 hours ago. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Pleasure to see you as always. It's nice to have you in the chat. It's nice to see you back, to be honest, Ropper. I know you were been away for a while, so it is lovely to see you back. So appreciate the support as always. Good night, I believe we say. Tranquil Motion, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. It's very kind of you. He's a bit better than Hamilton, isn't he? I think. I honestly good not see. I'm getting there. We've looked at him, and he looks like he's decent, but I'll have a think. I don't know if I'm sort of quite ready to pull the plug on that one yet. Back again to FM for the first time. Welcome then, good tranquil not. You've joined at a good time then, if that's what you're about to get into now. I think this version's pretty good, to be honest. I think you should be excited by it. There's a lot to learn, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth persevering with. So definitely dive in. See what else we can go. Welcome to the addiction meetings. You're not far wrong. You're not far wrong at all, are you? Obviously, you can't see anywhere in this part. Scout players. Let's just have a look at who we've actually seen. Yeah. Who have we seen that we like? Gledys Kakaish, Northern Irish and Albanian. Curtis Murphy. Michael McDade. Who's actually played? Let's look at who's played. So Cammy Palmer. We've already looked at. He's not going to come. Cowlin Millen, we've looked at. He's not going to come. Francis McGuinness has gone to Belfast. So he's not going to come. Podrick Lynch has gone to Belfast. Cornel Houston, probably not good enough. Lee Forgate, probably not one for us. Really, I don't think. Playing for Port Stewart for a start. O'Sheen Nix. Now he left us, didn't he? Yeah, he left us. That's right. Dylan Sheeran. Nothing there. Seamus McNulty. Reasonable. We're looking for someone who's going to start creating something, I think. That's what we need. We need a creator now. We've not really got much in that midfield that's doing that part of stuff. Lewis Francis, first touch is decent. Decisions and determination's fine. Lewis Parker. Nothing really, nothing's jumping out so much for creativity. Okay. Jack Bradley, we've had a bit of a nosy at. Jake Moore finishing at 9. It's not really good enough, is it? Tom Patchett, I should say, sorry. 21, finishing at 10, acceleration of 12. Peter Campbell's probably more of a winger, isn't he? But again, he's going to maybe end up costing us money, so possibly not. How much is Kieran going to cost us then? Because he's the one that's got a whole bunch of assists, 3 assists around 14 goals. So is he going to cost us much more? 32 years old. 180. Too expensive. So this save triangle motion is basically called the British Steel Challenge. Now the idea is you're meant to win or attempt to win 32 trophies, which is all of the titles in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. You start unemployed, you start with no badges, you start with no experience. Just try your best, to be honest. So we'll we've just avoided relegation in our first season, so that's essentially where we're at with the save. So it's going to be a tough one, I think, to be honest. Going back to the NFL, what made you pick the 49ers? So I picked the 49ers way back in the day. So Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, I was growing up watching that. So technically a glory hunter, I suppose, because they were the best team at the time. But I suppose I should have really followed Washington, because that's my hometown in the UK. Obviously their moniker doesn't really travel well, doesn't age well, definitely. But yeah, that should have been the team I should have picked Washington, really. But yeah, no, I ended up being a 49er, and stuck with it. So yeah, so I go all the way back. Timmy McClure. I'm not sure who we bring in. Cardinals fan, Tranquil, nice. Is a solo striker on a trek with Teaster asking for trouble. He's taking over a new club and trying to fit my tactic to the squad. I mean, it depends. If you're managing in Italy, it's less of a trouble. If you're good, Hunter's turned down a move to Armagh. Adam Neal's turned down a move from a trial to come to Banbridge. United City don't follow much NFL, but was a soft spot for the Bears because of the fridge. We love the fridge. Now, where did Adam Neal show up in the scout? And he must have shown somewhere. He's on a shortlist, is he? There he is, right. So we have looked at him somehow, right? 0.63 open play key passes, 0.16 chances created, 1.1 progressive passes per 90. He's lost possession 7 times. He's not really done fantastic. Yet here I am sitting there going, oh, maybe we should have a look at this guy. Decent first touch, decent acceleration though. Queens fancy him as well. Gonna assume for a first playthrough I should pick a club I know. That would probably make sense. That would make sense because then at least you then sort of like understand roughly what's going on with that team. So you sort of go, you know what, yeah, they do the X, Y, and Z. You know those players. You're not sort of taking too many risks on it. That's what I think is a reasonable way of doing it, to be honest. But then again, you know, I got sacked by Arsenal after 3 saves, after 3 streams, so don't really know. Don't know. I want Oggy as well. But yeah. Pick a team you know, pick a formation you know, and then just sort of like try it, see how you find it. If you enjoy it, keep going with it. If you change clubs, change clubs. And then start to think, okay, you know, what's my sort of what do I want to do in terms of a save? Like, you know, do I want to have like a long save, or do I just want like little short challenges? So that's what I want to look at. I'm thinking, just ignoring what the scouts are coming back with these players at the minute, because I'm thinking we just need to go into loan territory now, to be honest. That's what I think is the next thing. Trying to save a bit of money, because obviously wages are going to be a problem, because as you can see, we're currently spending £105 on a wage budget of 66. So I think that's going to be an issue. Cross screws on £10 a week, Hamilton 7, Gorman 7. Obviously we've got some players that are going to be paying money if they actually turn up for us. So I have to work out, is Gorman actually going to get a game? If not, are we spending more money for no reason? Downey's contract's out in like 2 weeks' time, so if we lose him, do we then have to go and sign a physio? That's got to be thought about. So that's awkward. Trying to work that one out. It's a difficult conversation having it going, you know what, I'd like to leave. Oggy's gone. No. This is the problem. This is the problem with these non-contract players. So we've lost Oggy. Good job we brought Gorman in, isn't it? Right. So now we work out what he's going to do. Is he going to do ball winning midfielder then? He's going to have to be a ball winner now, isn't he? Oh, that's it. That's a loss. That's a loss. Right, okay. It's fine, let's think about this then. Okay? So we definitely need to get a midfielder in now then. So we have to go back and get another midfielder. It's a shame Conway's rejected us. Because he would have been great. Jack McCreena. He's not got it, has he? 12 for tackling. That's about it, really. The wheeling dealing has begun. It has. It absolutely has. R.I.P. the Og. No worries, Stag. Pleasure to see you as always. Yeah, this is going to be tough now, isn't it? This is going to be tough. Okay. Getting sacked is absolutely part of the experience nexus. Absolutely. I think it is. But if I say that, everyone just goes, it's because you shit at the game. And it's not. I just think it's more fun. It's more fun. If you don't get sacked, you don't learn. Or you get sacked and don't learn. Either or. You know, I can do both those things. Okay. We need to think about this then, because there's going to be even more plans to have to think about now, and it just like, right, how do we sort this one out? Armagh are just chucking money all over the place. Right, gonna have to hit the low market. And we're gonna have to do it pretty quickly and hope that everyone we try and sign is going to be good. If they're not, then we have to worry and panic a little bit. Oh, don't really want to do that. I don't want to panic. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Right. Let's have a think. Let's have a think. We'll have a think. Okay. We'll have a think. We'll come back. We'll have a think and we'll come back tomorrow on it. That's what we'll do. Need to start thinking about what's the best way to try and get this working. Because might be difficult given the fact we've just lost our best midfielder for free. So that's not ideal. Need to think about that. Just need to try and work out what we're going to do. Where can we scout? Who can we bring in? Who's available? All that fun stuff. So tomorrow's stream is now not just going to be getting straight into the game, which is what I kind of hoped about was going to be. It's now going to be still a bit more recruitment based, which is fine. What we'll do, let's go and drop a raid over here on this guy called Blade Gaming. He's got a he's just started to say Boston United is starting. Do you feel like you're able to improve the team this transfer window? Hopefully, Kev, hopefully. I think I will do, actually. We'll get some loan players in. It'll be fine. We can get it done. So, yeah, might have to be a bit clever about how we do that, though. Senior affiliate clubs, probably not. Don't know if we'll get that or not, but Kieran's up to 3.5 stars. He's going to love it. He loves it. Right. Let's go and get that raid on. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. All the best. Bye now.